up here and let's get going with Players League Week 2. Joining me here in the booth, Hill Monkey Man, for a little bit of Madden action on Players League. My name is Bear Lights, and Monkey Man, how you doing this week? And let's get it going, man.
You know what? We're smack dab in the middle of the week, which means the gridiron has been freshly mowed. It's been watered. The groundskeeper is made sure it's nice and trim, and so are we, except for a couple of extra scrapes and bruises. Either way, we get to see some awesome players here for Players League, Madden Online. Bear, how you feeling? We're hitting with the rain, but I'm seeing some talent out there ready for the pain.
We do get to see, the players that we got to introduce to all of you lovely people out there in week 1. So we'll get to build a little bit of the stories behind the scenes and leading into this week 2 of the Players League, by the way, of the 8-week season that we've got going on, Hill Monkey Man. So let's go ahead and take a look at the graphic and refresh the memories of those who were here last week, or if you join us for the very first time, you get to learn the format along with us now. Players League made up of 4 regions, 2 regions per division. So that means that the Central Division made up of Green Bay and Houston, and the Eastern Division made up of Carolina and New England. So very prominent names across the NFL. And so those will be some of the regions that we see competing against one another. And of course, we play round robin, and we got to see the first matches last week.
It was fantastic play. Honestly, we got to there was some very close games, some teams that knew exactly what they were doing, some players that obviously they brought the playbook, tons of Ravens, if you believe it. But either way, some awesome players that knew how to start week 1 with a great foot forward, and that's going to be happening every single week because it wasn't just that first week. It's going to be now the second and 6 more 2 months of straight up competition. I can't wait to see if we get a mix and match, if we get more of the same. Obviously, I feel like we're going to see some level of reps and repeats because, it's going off of all the stats and the players they have from the regular NFL. But I feel like these players are going to really mix it up.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, history repeats itself, but you also see adjustment, adaptability, which is one of the beautiful parts of esports, being able to see these students adapt to one another, their play styles, be a little, dive into the analytics of each individual matchup and study some game film if you're doing it right here. So students, take note of that as we move into this week as well. So again, the round robin means that you'll be playing as one high school. So one thing that we failed to mention, there's 2 high schools that are in each region. So they'll be playing one another, the players of one team across to play the players of the other high school within that region. The ultimate goal in each region is to be the best performing player in that region so you can get to that divisional finals, which will happen in a few weeks down the line here at Monkey Man. And that's going to be an exciting matchup, I can tell you that.
I cannot wait. Honestly, everything that ever goes into a collision course like that, great format, great looks. But that means, in case you were running down the math, 1 big competition, 2 awesome separate regions, 2 divisions that are in per, and that means there's 8 schools and a ton of students that are looking for a chance to be at the end of that line. That's a lot of students, that's a lot of talent, that's a lot of great competition that we're going to be seeing over the course of these next 2 months. But of course, we have some awesome partners and a lot of great people and a lot of great structure that is supporting this entire effort.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. That format breakdown was brought to you by Brightspeed Fiber Internet. So we want to let you know that Brightspeed Fiber Internet gives you reliable, ultra-fast speeds in your area. So if Brightspeed is in your area, basically all the streaming needs, if you're looking to podcast or game, for that matter, it's no dead zones. It's basically just reliable coverage, no matter where you are in your house. I know I've experienced others where that's not the case, but you can check out Brightspeed Fiber Internet today. Make sure that you type in !Brightspeed, see if it is available in your area, and get plugged in to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Hail Monkey Man, there is nothing worse than not having that internet connection that you desire.
Believe it or not, based off of my dashing good looks and this giant beard, or simply that I am a man on the internet, I live deep in the mountains. I need good internet. And, Brightspeed Internet is able to provide exactly that kind of level that can keep you, even if you are a hermit, much like me, from being able to get into some awesome competition. You want to have the best thing into your walls, set it, forget it, because it's doing its job. That's exactly what Brightspeed can bring to the table.
Not to mention, the headquarters for Brightspeed Fiber Internet here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm at. I got to actually experience walking into the offices, and let me tell you, the individuals that I met within Brightspeed, there is not a better bunch of people. And when you're considering, internet services, for example, to have somebody that you can rely on, to have people behind the scenes that are doing it right, that are just excellent, genuine people. At the end of the day, there's nothing that beats that from a company. Otherwise you're on hold with other companies, perhaps, where it's just like you want to bang your head against the wall because you can't get through to somebody that you want to talk to, right?
I need a human. I don't need a robot. Look, AI and robots will eventually take over our lives, but if you want some great people, that Brightspeed, it sounds like, and definitely is like that, they're able to bring the best out there. I have been on too many where I'm like, yes, number 7, please, operator. And I feel like these guys are able to bring that human touch a lot faster, just like their internet speed.
Well, listen, Brightspeed also understands the importance of, the learning aspect of esports. And so we want to let you know, as if you're at home, that Players League is all about that STEM portion as well. So the many applications that are behind esports that can really spark some curiosity with students to get into the world of STEM, to be able to learn something that can apply in their future. Monkey Man, my parents all the time said, Chris, I was going to say Bear Light, but they don't call me Bear Light there. They say Chris, they said me down. They say, Chris, if only you applied yourself, you'd be doing great things. And I wish I did, because, building stats and analyzing data, from video games was how I got my start into that world, into my studies in addition to that. And here I am on the broadcast at the end of the day. All of these things are incredibly important.
That's very true. And in opposite, my mom was like, Richard, you are too smart. Get on some video games. And so here I am. And but in either application, STEM really plays a part. And being able to hit fingers to the keyboard, learning the science between what all this does. I have a bachelor's in computer science, and I do a lot of cybersecurity, and so obviously that is a very important subject to me. And everyone says that I am really good at math, and that's why I also do the bills. So whatever walk of life that you can really apply STEM, that's exactly what we bring into it. And that's where all these awesome students are bringing it as well. And this competition is a mix and match of not just some Madden, but some awesome students that are learning so many great things.
Like problem solving, like adaptability, like perceptual skills. In addition to that, computer skills, data analytics, like I said. How about strategy? We talked about VOD review as well, or just being part of a community. I know in high school, there wasn't a perfect world for me as far as fitting into that community. Traditional sports, not exactly my forte, let's say. So I would have loved to have esports because I would have absolutely thrived in that. Plus, there's some scholarship opportunities across the table for, students who compete in esports and then are also able to bring that STEM portion in. You can sometimes pair an esports scholarship with an academic scholarship, and really, school can eventually pay for itself if that's what you're looking to do in life.
That's very true. I mean, I've seen it now so many times here as Stay Plugged In. You've gotten to see students move in from, all right, man, I kind of like this game, but I also want to be like, I don't know, like a mechanical engineer, or just be able to go as well into computers. And you're like, you know what, why not hit both? And we've now seen kind of that alignment with Spin and seen them really kind of take that by the horns for all these students that want a opportunity to go to that next level institution. It can be expensive, and the world continues to be that and more. So why not just kind of find that little, best of both worlds between them? So obviously, I think that this has been the collision course that we all kind of needed. I wish we had it, but if you wish you had it, why not wish that your students and your own kids have it too?
Players League, and the beautiful thing about it too, Monkey Man, is that you can do whatever you'd like to afterwards, and you get the skills in order to do it. So if college isn't the plan for you, first of all, if it is a plan for you, you do have those opportunities like we mentioned through scholarships. But if it's not for you, you also have hands-on learning that you get and experience here from Players League as well. In fact, these students are currently learning the basics of video editing, for example, through DaVinci Resolve. They've actually developed some storyboards over the last week or so. They're going to put together a video advertisement, and then in the coming weeks, learning the basics of filming, for example, and then they'll be able to put those skills to use as they start recording their advertisements, and it goes on and on from there until they build an entire marketing plan, essentially, for a real company. That's real world experience.
And in the coming weeks, we're going to see all of that come to a head. We're going to have some STEM-related broadcasts that'll be forthcoming about in a couple of months, maybe even a month and a half at this point, since we're 2 weeks in, that showcases what that has actually been as a semester-long project. Really does mimic the parallels of what you do from an entire life cycle process for many different STEM based professions. So really cool to be able to see that. And of course, we need to make sure that all of you obviously follow this on the Twitch or subscribe on the YouTube channel here for Stay Plugged In, because you're gonna be able to see those projects come to life live on the Stay Plugged In network. And that will be something to see. I am head over heels that we get to see that kind of just end capstone project really be showcased to their peers and even more.
Yeah, I'd love to see what the Brightspeed crew would have to say about that too, which I imagine there would be, you know, at least one, if not a couple, representing Brightspeed on that to say, hey, you know, here's how we do it in the real world. And listen, there's things as a student when you're in high school where you're like, oh, I'm not sure if I'll ever use that. These kind of things will apply to your real life. Trust me there. And so this is one of the avenues that you'd like to go down to. Love to kind of get back into the college topic, because we talked briefly about Stay Plugged In. We mentioned it, but we want to go ahead and kind of go over some of the benefits that you get as a student in Stay Plugged In, right? Because when you subscribe as a player for Stay Plugged In, the opportunities are absolutely endless. First of all, there's a database of colleges, 450 plus colleges that we have on the platform. Those are verified colleges, which you know, sometimes it's difficult to get the details of those colleges from websites. Sometimes some colleges don't even mention that they have an esports program. They're like, oh wait, they have one? Hello? Oh, I did not know about this. And then you can find them. Not only that, but then you have the contact information from colleges, and you can reach out to them, or you can let our recruiting specialists do that for you. I know a handful of recruiting specialists on the Stay Plugged In side, and they are incredibly helpful at personalizing a game plan for your students or yourself if you are a high school student to find the right college for you specifically, college esports program if you're looking to compete, all of that through the Stay Plugged In subscription. So, Monkey Man, you can find some value. You've seen it firsthand.
Oh, I've seen it from every walk of life and a ton of different programming. And it's not just, you know, like a Wesleyan, Tech, Poly, like whichever one it is in the background. No, and those included as well. But there's a lot of even D1 schools that are up at the forefront. So make sure that you sign up today. It's going to be able to benefit you. It's going to benefit your students, and it's going to benefit everyone along the way. Visit StayPluggedIn.com. Yes, that's visit StayPluggedIn.com, and you can start your journey for collegiate esports. And honestly, I feel like everyone needs you know, a kick on the rear sometimes. So I really hope that not just students but also the families are kind of listening on this, as well as administration, because it's a great platform for everyone to be able to use.
I'm telling you, you get like from the messaging system to like you can follow colleges to create your college interest list, and then those messages on the backside. I've seen a lot of high schoolers with 4 or 5 different offers on the table of differing amounts. So how do you keep those conversations organized? You keep them all in one place on your Stay Plugged In dashboard. You go back to them. You bring them to mom and dad, and you say, hey, listen, these are the offers on the table. Let's sit down together and figure this out. It's obviously a big decision at the end of the day as far as which college you want to commit to, and they can be a big part of that. So we always encourage parents at Stay Plugged In to be involved, and we encourage students as well to make sure that they're bringing this information to their parents to make a big decision like this one. Well, listen, if you're a high school, or if you're one of the high schoolers who just, you know, you have an esports program, but they haven't heard of Stay Plugged In, know that we are also partnered with Emerge Apparel, which is a Stay Plugged In company. And what they are able to do, well, first of all, they're a rev share program. So any sales that you push onto your team store, which we'll create for you, you can send out that link via QR code or just link to all your students, parents, etc. They will take all the stress off of your plate, Monkey Man. They will do you don't have to worry about inventory and keeping stock, right? Because all of it is print on demand. In Monkey Man, you've seen a lot of teachers, a lot of high school coaches, and program masters at the end of the day, and they just don't have time on their hands. And Emerge is a great way to get all of that burden off your back.
Instead of relying on poor moms like mine when I was in high school, who was president of the Booster Club, making t-shirts, trying to be able to do all this stuff while also having a full-time job and giving some love to your students and your kids, just make it easy. You get 50% of all the proceeds from every sale to be able to put back into the program. And then, just like you mentioned, you don't have to keep boxes in some room that the janitor might mistake and throw them in the dumpster. Instead, they take care of all that for you. They'll fulfill those orders and make it easy peasy. Replace the stress with success, with some revenue, and make sure you visit emergeapparel.gg. That's emergeapparel.gg, and you can start the process of creating your own custom team shop today. And I know that's a massive boon for literally anyone. It could be anything, especially esports. So why wait?
Yeah, if you need a new logo, guess who can also do that, right? They do design. So their jerseys look sick, by the way. You have to check out the team stores that are on there already. They'll give you an idea as far as what your team store can look like as well. So make sure you get things going. Make sure you look sharp, look good, play good at the end of the day there with Emerge Apparel. So love them and their support here with us as well. Well, Monkey Man, it is time for the 6 o'clock block. Let's launch out the first matchups and get to know the players right now, starting with our matchup screen. Just as a reminder, we do have the mainframe. We'll see multiple matches. So in the 6 o'clock block, we kick off with Flame Dude from Bayport High School, words are hard, versus Spaz Monster of Green Bay Southwest High School to kick off match A.
Spaz Monster, and part of our shootout of week number 1. Heck of a matchup. That's an 0-1 versus a 1-0, and you're gonna look for some level of at least comeback material coming out of Flame Dude into this matchup. Trying to come back from what is basically a pretty heavy deficit. So they're gonna see what comes up, and as you kind of look at that bottom stat line, the fewest points allowed, that's gonna expand over the course of the season because literally a week has gone by. You could have yourself a good game, a bad game, but Spaz Monster had themselves an insane game. That one went crazy out the gate. And that's only one of our 3 big matchups here in the Green Bay area.
That's right. Match 2 coming up will be Many Fish. We got to see one fish. It was One Hand Fish specifically. His brother coming in here, Many Fish. We'll be facing off with Cheese from Bayport. So let's take a look at the stats, and you will see that Cheese comes in 0-1 after dropping to Z-Dog, but that was a close one here, Monkey. We like to see that. Z-Dog with the Ravens beat Cheese as the Packers 17-9 in week 1.
Yeah, that was a lot closer. It took us a while for a lot of scoring to actually start into that game, but ultimately it did kind of go opposite the way of what Cheese wanted. And biggest thing, because we saw One Hand Fish, we didn't see the other brother, which we're kind of halfway assuming is the little brother in Mini Fish last week on broadcast, but 43 points allowed nothing. That's huge. That means if you're going to struggle to start, you may not get past the defense that Mini Fish is putting out.
That's crazy. That stat line's great in both ways. On to our next matchup for the 6 o'clock block. Our third and final matchup for the first block of 2 blocks will be Starkill, who actually we saw last week as Wildcard. So keep that in mind. We've seen Wildcard play. Wildcard was in that shootout with Spaz in week number 1. Would like to clean up the play a little bit in an honest standpoint, but at the same time, really did showcase some of their offensive skills, and their defense came up huge. The turnovers were unbelievable from Wildcard as far as forcing them in addition to that, but they come at 0-1, whereas Z-Dog, we got to see him like we mentioned in that 17-9 matchup against Cheese.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what this is going to end up being because, I mean, we have someone that is unafraid to let things fly in the form of Starkill. They're going to, them against Z-Dog, they're facing an equal and opposite opponent because I think we're obviously going to see how this kind of team plays, but just letting the playbook fly open from literally the first quarter, I expect literally another high-scoring affair no matter who is able to score at the end. It's probably going to be like 100 points collectively. I'm going for the over no matter what.
100%. You already know it's going to break that through. No doubt about it. Listen, let's go to the mainframe now as we get our matches under. Oh, we're going to introduce our next matchups for the 7 o'clock block, or the final block as we've named it to. Because why not? Let's get into it. It's Tux Bear. Tux Bear, we got to see last week with a 31-19 win over One Hand Fish, the One Hand Fish brother. And a newcomer we haven't seen go Zaire either, and we'll get to see a first peek at them representing Green Bay Southwest High School.
It looks like they actually did kind of take care of business a little bit more handedly. Oh, but I mean, not even a little bit more handedly. You got to see an absolute shutout in a previous stat block a little bit ago with nothing being allowed. Well, how about 6? Couple field goals or maybe a touchdown without any extra tacked on while scoring 56. That's very impressive. And Tux Bear, we saw them be pretty efficient in their game last week. If anyone is going to challenge them, it's going to be in this 1-0 versus 1-0 contest. Can't wait to see how this one turns around.
And also in the final block, we've got One Hand Fish, like we mentioned last week, with a 31-19 deficit against Tux Bear. They'll be facing off with another newcomer for Bayport High School. Representing is Alucard, Maine, who comes in at 0-1. So a couple of 0-1s looking to really turn the tides, turn it around this week.
You can, okay, so Alucard, Maine, There had to be someone that were like, okay, who did they beat 43-0? We found them. They're right here. So you're looking to get your first touchdown. You got to get a score on the board. And considering that both these teams and both these players, well, with One Hand Fish and Alucard Main, struggled to get their offense started. One Hand Fish, I believe that they were kind of getting a lot of field goals to open up some opportunities. Feels like both these guys at 0-1, looking for a bounce back week to really get their offense revved up.
Well, we got our matchups. Those will be the last two matchups, which will happen during the final block. But it's time for the gameplay of the 6 o'clock block. So we'll bring up the main frame now, where we see our matches. Up at the top will be the Flame Dude versus Spaz. Down the bottom left is match B, if you will. It'll be Mini Fish facing off with Cheese as the Packers. And in block C, in the bottom right, will be Wild Card versus Z-Dog. That matchup of Ravens versus Bucks. Let's head into Flame Dude versus Spaz now as we head into the kickoff of match A.
Never knew the Ravens were this popular. You know, we have 3 matches last week, and everyone had a versus a Ravens. Well, guess what? It's happening again here for the 6 o'clock block, and not surprised considering how they have that balanced run. They have the ability to really kind of get some big targets downfield, and as long as their tight end doesn't drop nothing, well, then it kind of becomes kosher. So Flame Dude, we'll actually see this one. No, I think it's Spaz Monster that's going to be on offense, but we're going to be getting the ground game going, and oh my goodness, that's how you stuff them at the line.
Yeah, you got to be up, get personal, and, defensive-wise, in Madden, you always want to be proactive. For the most part, when you talk about, like, the front line of things, especially if you're going to go up against a deadly run game like they are, David Montgomery, the season that he put together before going down from an injury standpoint this season was absolutely incredible. So that's built into this game as well. You want to make sure that you're on it from the get-go, and the first couple of looks have been exactly that.
This is exactly the way I like to play to the ground, or rather into like kind of my opening offensive playbook peel of a page. Get the ground game, establish it. If you want to RPO, if you want to kind of get some longer passes, I play pretty conservatively, but that's also because I just don't go into West Coast junk, and we do see the test of the Tide here on the ground early, but it hasn't really rendered too much, so they have to go over top. They will get it, but it's going to be short. A 4th and 2 early here, Bear. Gotta think maybe a punt situation.
Yet, do you want to challenge it early? You're basically setting the tone at this point. If you make a decision to go for it, you are going to certainly paint yourself as a very aggressive player. I know it's a short gain, but they will not risk it. It'll be a punt to kick things off. Quite pun intended. And back to Sims there. They will be tackled down. And now an opportunity here for the Ravens. So Spaz right back out here. Looking to clean up the gameplay. There was quite a few questionable decisions on the passing game, but as long as you can clean that up, you look good and you put up points late in that game.
I need Spaz to put up their best Edgar Allan Poe impression and just say nevermore. No more turnovers. Please, God, there were so many. They will go across. Flowers will drag it in, I think, about good for 4. So they'll be testing the middle of how Flame Dude is able to receive this, because it's not going to just be ground game. It's going to be open up the guns pretty fast.
No doubt about it. Once again, we appreciate your patience as we get the sound going for you as well here momentarily. But while we work on that, let's check out this this second down play. As we talked about just the dynamic nature that you have from Lamar Jackson out to Derrick Henry. We talked about his usage in the passing game last week by a lot of players, honestly, but Spaz certainly one of them to utilize that in the pass game once again. Only a pickup of a few, though, as the defense from Flame Dude is also showing its head, and so far, so good for both teams.
I mean, the Lions throughout the entirety of the season really held a lot of people down. You saw Goff be offensively minded. This is going to be an obvious drop back pass situation. You have a chance to actually run it down. They're going to be going long. Oh, but Bateman, I think there was a bit of player control, and they couldn't quite adjust to it. So a long bomb attempt goes well over the head and out. And Spaz was pretty aggressive. I got to wonder if they're actually just going to kind of send this one out as a big kick, kind of both these players testing. But no, Spaz is no loss for risk.
No, wants to get right back out here. So we see 2 different styles right off the rip. And this one will find its way to Nelson Aguilar for the first down. So just picking up little yards, not a risky throw there. And so I do like that decision on 4th and 3. And I mentioned setting the tone, and to be able to convert that 4th down where Flame Dude didn't want to is a big play.
Yeah, that's huge. And you go for a short play there because, I mean, you could either go to the tried and true of Derrick Henry, but it's 3 yards out, so you need some distance. They're going to, if they're going to fake the handoff. They're going to get some pressure onto him, but it is Mark Andrews wide open. Big man is not going to have the wheels, but he's got good hands, and he's going to drag that one in. And what was a very maybe near risky moment as a 4th down, they find it all the way to the other 40.
Yeah, they've picked up on that, and sometimes you get the momentum going with a decision like that when it goes right. And I like the user control. It didn't work the first time, but it allows you to make moves a little bit earlier in that process. So I did like that too, but we'll get swallowed up in the backfield this time around. A loss of quite a few yards.
Yeah, that's a loss of 11 as you had the full drop back. So that's unfortunate. Just came screaming up. I think it was like literally the middle. So kind of a gap unaccounted for. Linebacker comes through. And Spaz Monstar. I mean, they take these risks because they get bit massive chunks of yardage here, Bears. So Flame Dude posting up a good defense at this point in time. It's going to be less of like a miniature tug of war, and it's going to be who's just kind of slipping around on oiled up linoleum as we drop into another offensive play. They got a wide open Mark Andrews, but he's immediately picked up.
Yeah, that was a great job to track them. They had the flats covered in the zone option that they played defensively. So you feel like you get a little bit of space, but then they close the gaps extremely fast. That's just how the Lions defense operates, where it's so hard to kind of gain that edge. So now another play, an interception. We talked about how the turnovers might haunt Spaz and Flame Dude. Able to get their hands on this one. A big turnover after it was Spaz finally getting some traction.
I was about to be making mention about how so much extra coverage is going towards the flats, going towards that outside the hash mark area. You had your 4 down, but then you had your linebackers behind your tackles from there. And so that opened up that mid space, and it looked like, okay, if they can bring over the hashes, get a drag route going, might be able to outgun them, but they were outran. Branch comes up huge, and that's a great turnover right in the middle of the field.
See if they gain a little bit of momentum, but it's a short run. So let's go ahead and go back out to the mainframe and check on the other matches. Like we mentioned, Match B, Minifish and Cheese, and Wildcard and Z-Dog. And right now, we'll see what we got going on. Looks like a turnover there in the bottom right. So Z-Dog, once again, we saw them on the Ravens last time. They're actually on the Bucks this time, so they turned the ball over. Wildcard, we saw a lot of defensive prowess from them last week, and we'll see it again. But we also have the Minifish versus Cheese matchup. Right now, we see Minifish with the ball. They were dynamic. We saw the point differential, so let's go to that one.
Yeah, the other one, their wild card was part of that entire wild set of 25-plus turnovers, all that nonsense. Bateman's going to haul this one in. This is Minifish that will be, I believe, defense. So, or no, sorry, they're going to actually be up on that attack. Ooh, bit of infighting. Do they let them do that? Do they throw hands?
I mean, maybe. This isn't hockey, but listen.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get scrappy sometimes when you need to. That's Isaiah Likely, and that's another first down driving on this first drive that we've seen.
We've seen some huge targets on Isaiah Likely. He was a fantastic replacement. Oh, my gosh. We're getting some flips now? Okay. All right. No unsportsmanlikes right there, as we're well within the 15. Seeing if this can be a first pickup, first score here of this second set. Minifish on the hunt for a chance. He's got a man way out right. Not going to worry about it, but he better have. Cooper is going to interception right at the 5. He will work his way up past the 15, right about where that original line of scrimmage was. What a turnover.
It was tough decision because I saw, somebody that might have been open there on the right side, but it developed so quickly. Yeah, right over the middle could have been the option, but you want to fit it in there because you know what Mark Andrews is able to do. But credit the defense for being right place, right time for the turnover.
Big gap. Ooh, little bit of a swim if you can. Kind of tilt left and right. It does drag your momentum down a little bit, but a great first down immediately. You got to create some space on the ground, and they assure them plenty of that to go behind them. So Z-Dog, sorry, no, this one's Cheese, trying to be Big Cheese here up in Green Bay, and they're already working our way into another second down. It's second and a few.
We talked about Josh Jacobs, and in this game is so hard to tackle that if you're not just basically on top of him from the get-go, that train can get rolling. It can be very difficult to go. The play fake, though, try to switch it up in a sense, and that one was juggled and dropped, unfortunately, by Tucker Crudup.
Yeah, you're seeing him get caught in traffic and You know, we obviously kind of noted that a lot of what established the Green Bay Packers is their ground game, especially through Jacobs. He had 1,300 yards. So we'll give a bit of a pause as we look at that bottom right screen. It is already 21-0. Wild Cards taking lessons learned from week 1 and really applying it here in week number 2.
And it's not like it's an easy matchup either because it's against Z-Dog. So let's look into that one and see what the diagnosis might be. Here, as you finally get another chance to get back on the field and see if Z-Dog can't get something going, because it's been a bit of a tough start. And Bucky Irving not going to get anywhere either as the defense shuts him down.
Just completely running into the backside of your center, and I'm sorry, but there is no running back unless they are maybe Derrick Henry that is big enough to move that inertia-bound lineman. So second and forever, and again, okay, they go to the ground twice, not even thinking about maybe kind of flexing the RPO, because they are struggling to establish pretty much anything at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, been denied here. Now, again, difficult situation here in 3rd and 8, and it's... You know, you want to get chunk yardage so you can get closer to that line, make the 3rd down a little bit more manageable. It applies in real football. Same applies within Madden because, I mean, it just limits your playbook as far as what you can run here. And, of course, they're going to have to try to go for that 8-yard line.
I like the drags that we got. You have one short and one's going to be over the top. If he goes for the B-man, it's kind of wide open, but instead we throw into where your collective front 7 is. And I know, you know, maybe there's been some takeaways, some turnovers that turned into maybe pick sixes, and maybe why we have a 21-0 here in our first quarter. That is such a tough deficit. They're going to go for it. Bow to that midfield. They're feeling a bit feisty, feeling like they got some ability, but they go right to Auden. And I don't think he picked that one up. That's going to be going around.
Yeah, that's right. So turnover on...
No,
they were able to just pick it up,
wow.
It looks like. No, I was confused as you were, but you'll certainly take it here at this point in time. Trying to get right back to the running game and establish that once more. A big first down pickup, but not able to gain any momentum off of that, as there'll be a second and long here.
That was massive. So Z-Dog, okay. Can they continue to at least hunt for moments like these, especially because Wildcard is really starting to key on where he wants to go. A lot of time left in the pocket. That's going to go over to Irving. Oh, he's pushed backward and dances away, but he gained the line.
Yeah, just able to get to it. So now we'll look at it as the first quarter about coming to an end here. 1 second left. They won't be able to get it off, so it will be the end of first quarter into the second quarter, and a bit of a tough game. So let's back out.
Do you wish to concede early? Literally, when you are down, then the game asks you want to forfeit? Like, bro.
That's crazy. Our students are much tougher than that, okay?
Yes, mentally strong. Come on. Don't be like that. Get out of here. Come on, Madden. But in the rest of these games, actually, if we go top screen, we are starting to get this one into the red zone. I would love to jump back into this because it's looking like we're getting Spazmonstar with a chance to get on the board.
Yep, and we want to correct ourselves from earlier. It's actually Z-Dog on the Ravens, by the way, and Wildcard on the Bucks. So we had that wrong on the prod side, but we will get that updated for y'all. So Z-Dog up that 21-0, by the way. But, yes, we're back into Spazmonstar as they look to continue that success with the Ravens, and they have a great opportunity to take this early lead as still Lamar Jackson drops back, gets it to Isaiah Likely, and it'll be second and inch. He's almost picked up that first down, but more importantly, getting close to that goal line, deep into the red zone.
I know that line's not official, but big man definitely fell over it. Like, I mean, okay, all right, refs, that's fine. Real life and Madden, great simulation. They're gonna give it to Derrick Henry, pretty much a sure thing. He might even be able to get a touchdown. Okay, he is taken down. I can see how that one's short of the line, but it's first and goal, and it ain't much.
No, it's probably inches here at this point in time. Obviously, it won't tell us, but that might be well within the one. Right at that one, actually. And you got to feed the monster. If we learned anything from the Seattle Seahawks disastrous Super Bowl moment against the Patriots, don't throw the ball when you have a monster there to try to tuck it in. But he won't get it this time around. It'll be second and goal.
Disaster class of outthinking yourself when you have a sure thing. Just keep pushing. But they are actually going to bring this into, you're going to have Mark Andrews just real tight off the right side, and it's going to be a pass. So, but Lamar.
Yep.
He's so fast. There's no reason to doubt it because you have two big runners, and the other one, he's pretty darn quick. So finally, first on the board is going to be Spaz Monstar.
And that's what we see so many times. Is like you're kind of questioning yourself as a defense. Is like, why? All right, we'll guard the pass, but guess what? Even if you have a QB spy at this point in time, it's not going to work in the red zone because you have so much distance to cover. And Lamar Jackson is that fast. So Spaz Monstar, in fact, going to build off of what we saw last week to take the early lead, and we'll have an attempt for 2 here.
See if he can be able to find it. Everyone's well covered, and he's going to be pressured, and this will go nowhere. Great coverage. I'm pretty sure it was kind of even across the line. No one really dropping out and going, man, it was definite zone coverage to just deny a free look anywhere, and that created a moment, which we've seen earlier in the game, to allow Flame Dude to have his defense show up. Now he's going to get a chance, see if he can get on the, get his offense going.
We'll go out to the mainframe, see if there's anything else developing around the league as they will take their kickoff.
Oh, boy.
Right now, a 27-0 lead. Z-Dog is just putting it up there, just doing big things and looking to add even more points on the board for them as well.
But Minifish has gone on the board. I believe it looks like they probably got a touchdown. With the way that we've seen these teams go for 2 way more often, definitely see Minifish now into that our lower left frame, and it feels like they're going to try to continue some level of success as they currently have a 6-0 lead over Cheese. So we'll hone in on that one. A big pickup. Oh, no. Oh, man. Mark Andrews gets slapped. He cannot keep handles on the rock.
Yeah, jarred that ball out last second. So that's why you always want to be able to be in a position where you can make that hit. You don't have to really worry about targeting, thankfully, in this game, where you can kind of just let loose and try to jar it out like they did, and mission success, at least in that instance. So looking to add to this lead. A little bit of a screen play out to Henry, the favorite target of a lot of these players for the passing game. But we'll be there. And it's the first time I've seen a penalty out of all these teams in all these weeks. I think we saw one maybe in week 1, but that's illegal contact. So that'll be 5 yards, an automatic first down, and Minifish will continue close to the red zone.
Huh, okay. You know what? Trying to play a clean game. Another pickup, McKinney. This is the same spot we saw the interception earlier before. McKinney will not gain any more beyond the 10. But how many times it's got to feel frustrating for you get down into this red zone situation, but Cheese is honed in on that midfield position.
Cheese's defense was surprisingly good. We're seeing what Z-Dog is doing in his matchup this week, and Cheese only allowed 17 points. Yes, they were on the losing end of that, but their defense is absolutely incredible. Shutdown, lockdown, and their offense looking pretty good too, as the screen will go out to Jacobs. They will pick up 8 or 9. 9 is the registers there, so they'll have a 2nd and 1.
All right, so looks like they're driving down the field, trying to get this one moving as quick as they can. Well, I say we go out to mainframe. I believe that there's still, because there's a lot more scoring that was also happening. We got a 28-0 in our game, and that's just at the 2-minute warning. If you're looking how tight these early contests are, but Z-Dog obviously brought their game. I feel like at this point, star kills in kind of a moment. If they don't start getting one here, it may be kind of over just early for the mental.
And we saw another pick there, so that one's looking like it might be a runaway situation. Z-Dog just balanced round and round, just being incredible there defensively on the offensive side of the ball. They've just been absolutely spectacular. So now just past that 2-minute warning spot there, they have certainly run out with a big one.
So we'll see what further damage can be done by Z-Dog. He's trying to go 2-0 into this one, rolling out straight into pressure. It's down in yard, and that one will fling its way out of bounds. So 28-0 at this point in time. I mean, luckily in Madden, we've seen even some deficits. I think it was last week. It was, 20-6? Yep. And then a player turned that completely around. They went to, 40, 50 points? So it's not unheard of, but it's a pretty deep deficit to deal with.
No doubt. That being said, this is wild card from last time, but Starkill, as we know them moving forward, was able to cause, I think it was 8 or 9 turnovers. No joke. So their defense can show up, and they're going to have to rely on it heavily here in this situation, especially in this moment. You cannot let it get to 35-0. The last thing you want is a 5-possession game before the half.
See how that one all goes down as we We're at this point. We're kind of a cheerleader section, hoping that well we get some life out of Starkill, and their defense has made it at least somewhat difficult in this last run, in this last campaign. A lot of options. You have one crossing over to the right, but instead they go way left, and Mark Andrews in double coverage. Big man is like a giant ivory tower, and he's standing above all others. They're at the 2.
Z-Dog becoming the heavy favorite of the Green Bay division. They had a close matchup against Cheese, but Cheese has been showing up in his matchup this week. It's crazy what you can tell in week number 2, but Z-Dog is just running the table. Great passing. You see his user-targeted situation has been fantastic, so those passes have been on point. And once more, we see them strike again with Derrick Henry, and we'll go up to 34-0 before the extra try. So back to the main frame now. Check on the other matchups. Z-Dog, I believe that was the second quarter, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I believe they might have reached a threshold of no return.
That might have been the case.
I mean, when Madden is asking you, would you like to forfeit? And then you're like, no, I'm going to play. And then it keeps the score keeps going up. I believe that it actually reached a ruling where now the win is automatically in Z-Dog's hands. So congratulations. Yep. Z-Dogs goes 2-0, and that means we've got 2 games left.
There you go. Yeah. And so with this in mind, we'll shift that Flame Dude versus Spaz matchup, which is really close, 0-6 right now, to the left side of your screen. And on the right side, we still got the Mini Fish versus Cheese matchup. Right now, we got to go to, as it's halftime on the other side, it's 0-6, and we're approaching halftime. Let's go to match A, or Flame Dude versus Spaz. Flame Dude and the Lions, and Spaz and the Ravens, just as a reminder and an opportunity here as Flame Dude with possession. And with a minute left, we'll need to be quick in their drive.
Trying to still establish the ground game. They have such a long line of blockers as they go double tight to just get anything going, and that's really been a difficult motion. But still, with less than a minute, you can get a lot of things to work here on the Lions as long as you can kind of get Goff wide open. He was definitely the linchpin of their offense as they had good ground game out of Jahmyr Gibbs, but it was definitely about what targets Goff could find. 40 seconds before this ultimately runs out.
2nd and 5, still on their side of the field. It's one of the situations where you want to at least get in the field goal range. So take that in consideration. Over the middle, though. Dangerous throw. And maybe went one wide receiver deep. Then they should have a chance for the pick 6 all the way back, potentially. But it will be Jameson Williams, I believe, that chased them down. So at least you had some speed to save a touchdown. But the damage has been done with a huge interception.
Every player today needs to be looking at what they do when it comes to throwing over the middle, because obviously it is detrimental. We've seen no one do it really successfully except for maybe Z-Dog, but we'd have to go back and watch their entire game to see how it kind of looked out. But inside the 5-yard line, you've got 23 seconds, and this would be just kind of catastrophic to go in at the half.
How big of a turnaround was that? I mean, that was huge and a great opportunity for them to strike. Spaz back out to their favorite target, Derrick Henry, and almost had that move. If they made that move, very much could have had that momentum to ride into the end zone, but instead we stopped short of the line.
That was an attempt at a spin move, and they caught him in the back. That's fantastic work. A lot of knowledge to know that they were going to have that isolated 1v1 in open space in the flat and then shutting it down. So you go to basically where you started, and actually a little deeper. They were kind of inside that 5. Now directly at the 5, they still have some options. Man, kind of trotting out, trying to sneak their way. I've never seen Mark Andrews try to act more of an old man than that moment.
Being twirled around, just as I could feel his knees hurting in that moment. As they are able to stop them yet again all the way back down to the 5 because his momentum was bringing him backwards. So by the time contact was made, that's where forward progress will set itself. So another longer situation than it could have been. They found some progress here in this 3rd and goal.
We go into this one. They continue to throw, and they just keep stretching from the flat. Another attempt at a spin move. They actually almost went for the rip to try to get that out of his hands, but he's got hands of steel. So it's 4th and goal. What a defensive stand this would be if they deny any score.
Huge so far. Forcing this 4th down, you force a decision. All of a sudden, that confidence that you had that was high after a huge interception before the half, and rolling in from Spaz no longer exists. And it's been shut down multiple times. They haven't been able to gain but maybe a half yard in 3 downs, and they think they're going to get it done this time around. Jackson back. The catch is there, but they don't make it in. A
Wow.
goal line stands here from Flame Dude will deny any points before the half.
You know what? A big takeaway by Spaz Monstar to make sure that Flame Dude couldn't get anything the other way, but Flame Dude showing up when you absolutely needed him to. The biggest thing, though, is Spaz is going to get the ball first in the second half, but you don't go down in a worse situation. You simply stick it with a 6-point diff.
And the kickoff here, this second half. Obviously, you know, since you had Flame Dude receive last time around, that's what made it even bigger, is that Spaz could have had the touchdown and possession right back. And that will not be the case. Instead, points were denied, but Spaz will get it right back for another opportunity here, 1st and 10.
All right. So now knowing that they kind of worked a lot of those flat plays, that's actually why I hate working inside of the red zone, especially inside the 5. It feels like you have no room to work. Now if you're wide open field, you have a chance. Oh my goodness! Body on body violence as they knock that one loose and deny the otherwise huge pickup.
Let's take a look back into the mainframe. I'm interested to see if we have the other matchup and how close we are here. 14-7, so they're able to strike back. So Cheese getting on the board there against Manyfish. And in fact, they will have to defend against that squad. But I'm still interested to see how that defensive sequence can go for Cheese because they've been so dynamic with it. So what do you think, Monkey Man? You want to hop in there?
Yeah, let's drag our way into there because just like you said, Cheese has come away with two big interceptions, but they haven't turned it into points, at least off of those interceptions. And eventually, they did get 1 touchdown, so this is a lot better. Trying to go and get the strip tackle onto Mark Andrews. He's a big dude, and I don't think he's going to be at least letting that one go too easily. This becomes another campaign for Manyfish. They are also in a position to maybe go 2-0, and it looks like they're priming up an attack here by Henry to kind of cut this one into the middle. Great weapon. They actually may kind of bring this one to go left, depends if he wants to cut back, but he runs into a wall of cheese.
You're going to need 2 or 3 cheeseheads in order to get in there to make the stop on Derrick Henry. They understand this concept, and they were able to execute to perfection there. So defense looking strong. Now you see 3 out wide for left. They will run the passing play that you saw on your screen. And it'll be over to Bateman, and they're able to pick up that first down. So sneaky speed there from Rashad Bateman. And they're going to utilize that in-game in order to pick up a large first down in the territory of Cheese.
This has been a very successful defense for Cheese at times. Obviously, there's 2 big scores. But if anything goes over the middle, he's pretty much had it all keyed in. Now they send it back over to Henry, and I think that's also why we're seeing the adaptation by Manyfish to keep this one primarily to the ground, to kind of ground and pound that front 4. See if they can just kind of work them in, maybe get some of those safeties, even the corners to kind of work their way up. You see how you have kind of one lone strong safety at the top of the run, and they're going to be matching them as they bring it to the strong side. Basically guessing that they may go over, but it ends up being a pass. You have him covered up underneath, and it's another pick. Bullard with no one in front of him. Can he get away from Lamar? He's looking back at him. He actually might not have the speed. Oh, he's going to miss him on the leap, and that one will end up being a touchdown.
So it paused on my screen, which I think it did on the stream too, which is hilarious. It was Jackson just like midair. But yeah, not able to get to it. Pick 6. Absolutely huge to tie this game, pending this extra point, of course. If they're able to get that done, now we can confirm it'll be even ground here at 14, an equalizer on the defensive side. That's Hill Monkey Man. Why I wanted to come back and watch that game. Let's go back out to the mainframe.
Dang. You know what? It also paused for me too, but I couldn't imagine a world where Lamar Jackson tackled anyone. You know? Does that mean?
Yeah. No, he's got the speed, but I don't even think Lamar Jackson would be like, I'm gonna be the first one to take someone down.
It's like a twig crashing against a cliffside. Just
I'm not Pat McAfee. I can't like throw out just bomb tackles from like a position you'll ever think of. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's hop back into the first matchup of the Flame Dude versus Spaz because we have an opportunity, and you see right off the bat a run up the middle, and that's a David Montgomery play that we've seen in real life so many times. He's dynamic up the middle between the tackles, and once again picks up a chunk of yards.
I mean, he has half the amount of yards that Gibbs does, but he is definitely an efficiency kind of guy. They bring him in to make these monumental moments, especially with the double tights, to see if they can get a tiny extra ounce of power and see if it kind of works out for them in that stable. And actually, they're going to go with the fullback in here, too. So look, I got to guess the ground and pound. They don't get the fullback to do nothing. It's because they also come out. But when you swing a bootleg out of that into coverage and it breaks away from the tackle protecting you, got to stick to that pocket, or you got to be sure that someone is keyed up on that tackler.
No doubt. And Jahmyr Gibbs was sitting in that fullback position, which means you're your extra blocker essentially, and not known for that. We'll be honest.
No.
But David Montgomery again out to the left side, but no gain ground. Right? It just absolutely denied once more. So the defense showing up in a big way. We talked about the turnovers that Spaz was able to create last week. That's continuing its nasty little head here as Flame Dude gets closer, but still not able to find any points through 2 quarters and halfway through this third quarter as well.
Take a shot, get a field goal. If you can't get anything off of that, that's what I'm saying. You're either going for yards or you're going because you have enough space. Well, no, it's a 3rd and goal, so you've got to take a shot. And then you're going to be coming away with points. You have to walk away with something. Obviously, your defense has been successful, but you have 15 yards to gain on a 3rd and goal. Try to go for the big win, get something huge. You're going to get taken down, though. Too much time finding their orientation, and nothing gets picked up. It's got to be a field goal, right?
You would feel like it would be, but you never know. Here, 4th and goal from the 14 is a long way to go. And you can cut it down to within a field goal if you're able to. It was tragic, too, because you saw the crossing routes. It was available, and you know that Goff has the power to get to it. They're going to go here in 4th and goal from the 14.
This is huge. If it's able to work out. Oh, they go for a run? Montgomery! Oh, my goodness! They pull it away! How in the world? What shouldn't have happened did, and simply put, the Lions get on the board.
It's the plays you don't expect that end up with the best results. I promise you that. A draw play that nobody saw coming except for Flame Dude here, and able to equalize with a chance to take the lead with this extra try.
Looks like it's good to go. It's a bit windy out there, but that one is going to be good. And Flame Dude, against all odds, finds themselves with a 1-point lead.
Wow.
Bear, I had none of that drawn up. I was thinking, all right, this is going to be flat out a throw of any kind. You're 15 yards away. A draw play?
That's crazy. Let's go to the mainframe. That was insane.
Wow.
I would not advise that play call, but what do I know? What do I know?
We're not risky business out here, man. We're trying for retirement, you know?
100%, 100%. Let's go to the other matchup. It's tie, but a chance from a striking mini-fish, at least a hopeful strike here as they've hit the red zone and an opportunity to get in here.
Tied at 14. Coming and bringing this one back. Cheese has slowly been able to dwindle it now to an even game. Take your time, trying to give off this to Henry. He gains a little bit of ground. It's a 3rd and 3. The way that we've seen Minifish play, this is probably going to be fourth down territory. They're going to be grinding this clock as much as they can, just trying to assure themselves a score.
3rd and 3. First and foremost, you got to get the first down.
Yep.
That's the goal. Short play, just hit that. Unless you can catch a defender sleeping. But is that the play? Has Andrews over the middle. They had Derrick Henry as well, but with the better hands, just out of that break, just past the zone, and able to display what they're able to do as Lamar Jackson, and found the exact right spot to do it. 1st and goal will be the next play.
Poor little cornerback. Mark Andrews hit him with the truck. That's not cool. Giant elbow and a huge dude. Double tight again. Looks like Derrick Henry is going to be getting the call. They want to grind as much of this as they can and bring it all the way to the 2-minute warning if possible. But he goes into a wall of green and yellow. But to me, that just sounds like money. They'll be at 2nd and goal. Still a few yards out.
Still need to find a way to punch it in. And if you do give possession back, that's plenty of time on the clock. So you got to take that in consideration, especially with the Packers have been able to utilize Josh Jacobs. It's plenty of time for him to be utilized, especially with 3 timeouts the other way. So we'll go into the 2-minute warning. Dead even at 14 here in this matchup. So we're going to stick here until we find a score, and then we might switch back. But decision time here, 2nd and goal. And you've got Derrick Henry. We've talked about it multiple times. Don't overthink it. You got to give the big man the chance.
I mean, and if you can get a fake of any kind for everyone to focus in on Derrick Henry, you've got Lamar Jackson that can do the exact same thing. But look how they stack the box. They're going to give it to the big man, see if they can just make it work, try and get a push from his, I think that was their guard, but ends up, I think, around the 1. 3rd and goal. Simplify the game. You have 2 big chances. At minimum, be a submarine. Dive, dive, dive.
Gotta go for it. I think they're going to go QB sneak here. At least that was flashing on the screen as a possibility. So we'll see if it actually manifests its head here.
Oh, boy.
And, yep, sure enough, the tush push coming out from the Ravens. You won't actually see the push itself, but Jackson's going to try to just dive into it. They have Derrick Henry, so as long as you can hold and secure the ball here in this situation, I think they're going to get a good chance as they run some more clock out. A wise choice.
I feel like, I mean, do you start looking at the idea of taking a timeout? Doesn't matter. You're so close. He's going to get his head to the line, but 4th and goal. All right. This is a huge moment, Bear. They're able to get the stop. They use a timeout. So this is pretty much for all the marbles because you're not looking at them getting a field goal. They're challenging straight into the belly of the beast.
Run the same play. Run the same play. It was so close. It was literally you split it by half a yard. You can do it yet again. Look at the goal line stand. And you don't see the adjustment either from the defense, at least, to try to crash in and get tighter. So I'm kind of shocked by this one. They try it again. They get in.
Yep. All right. Well, you know what stands in front of you now. You're going to be looking at an extra point situation. I don't think either of these two have been going for any 2-pointers. So the stock standard, you're going to get the ball back unless some kind of chaos happens. What? They missed the extra points.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That's one of the reasons why you see a lot of these players go for 2. It gets windy up in Lambeau, even if we're talking about a virtual game. That's tough pill to swallow. Opens up the door for the possibilities here as you'll just need a touchdown and an extra point. And look up the kickoff getting some yards, almost just one move away from being able to just barely hit that hole and get going.
They actually had a great setup for that reception. They were pushing everyone to the right, and I thought that they were going to swim into or kind of into that lane that was being opened up on that left hash. Still, though, good position at the 32. A lot of time to work with. You got 2 timeouts, and this could end up going the entire distance because we've seen Cheese now. He's gotten a couple scores after being shut out in the first half. This is going to be pivotal. This campaign has got to be quick. It's got to be efficient.
Cheese lost a very tight one last time. That was a floater. Somehow the defender was backwards. That allows Kraft to step up into place. That was a dangerous move that somehow worked out in his favor.
My heart's in my throat. It tastes weird. No, I hate that moment. And out of nowhere, you get that reception working. My gosh. Okay. All right. Scary times. Kraft comes up, and they're cheesing it now with Cheese. As Love, he's got another chance, and they've got plenty of time. They use the timeout to hold the rest of this clock.
1st and 10, now in Raven territory, is going to try to get the dump off. Has a little bit of room to work with, but unfortunately there were no extra blockers out there. There was a couple. Plus, the patience is very difficult to do on that dump off play, so they don't gain much.
Yeah, it was a big screen, and I was hoping they would actually cut up a little bit sooner, but they followed those 2 tacklers that went way wide, but they could not get those outside tacklers to go away. So you're burning precious time. You've got to get this play off. You don't want to be waiting for too long, and they're actually trying to audible to at least draw what they are looking at. Don't get caught off again. That one will go over center, but you're at 3rd and 2. No one's taking a timeout. You don't have – actually, well, no. Yes? No. Where are we on the time?
She's taking all 3. Yeah.
Okay, so the third one got taken now. Okay, cool. I was so confused. I thought he used it a second ago.
Hard to tell sometimes within this this Madden environment. Yeah, you got 3 timeouts on the other way too, so maybe that's why you're running clock, but it's still a dangerous move when you're behind, right? You want to be able to secure the touchdown. First, they're going to go for it here. An opportunity. Intercepted. Wow, what a defensive play again. Oh, man. Mini Fish. Whether he be the little brother, well, he's acting like the bigger brother. So he just makes a huge play defensively to cut off Cheese. It looks like it might be another heartbreaking week.
Going for the home run swing right there. I don't completely dislike it, but you chucked it straight into the hands of the Serpent Pit, and they were able to take it away. No timeouts to make it an issue. They're going to run out the rest of this clock, and what could have been of major catastrophe from a missed extra point will end up being the game. Congratulations will go over to Minifish. They will go to 2-0 Bear, but gotta give some love to Cheese. They're starting to mount a comeback.
So it'll be Minifish, yep, able to gain that victory. And of course, we'll move up to 2-0 on the season. It wasn't as easy as their first 43-0 win in week 1, I'll tell you that. It was super close, but Cheese, that's tough. Losing another heartbreaker, but still one of my favorites to make a name for themselves later on in this season. And are you not entertained, everybody here? Week 2, already an early candidate for being one of the more entertaining weeks here in Spin Zone.
You know, you got to set your foot early. Those that come before are they're the ones that explore. They're the adventurers. They set out so others can follow.
The pioneers.
And these students,
correct?
Yeah, they truly are staking new ground. And some of these guys are returning from those pioneering trips, and they're bringing a lot of other people with them.
Well, the last matchup that we had for the 6 o'clock block, we will head into now. It is match A. Flame Dude and the Lions facing off with Spaz and the Ravens, who has a possession here to try to even ground, but that another dangerous ball, but they're going to knock it down instead of trying to grab it.
Can we talk about the fact that this was 6-0 with a goal line stand at the half?
Yep.
It's 13-6. That's huge. Flame Dude in the lead over Spaz Monstar, who, I mean, he posted up 50 last week, and it was through a lot of different turnovers. Jackson's being completely ran out of the box. I'm glad he threw it away. I thought for a moment he'd forget.
Week 2 has been certainly a settle-in moment for a lot of these players, where the decisions that are being made are a lot stronger, and that will happen over the course of a season. That's the beauty of esports, is adaptability. Once again, bringing it full circle, we're able to do that. But look at that play as Bateman, big catch around that first down marker, but didn't quite get it. It'll be 4th and inches.
Now, if you are going into this defensively, Flame Dude does not need to be baited by the concept of Derrick Henry. It's a 4th and inches play. They're probably going to give it to Henry if it's a safe thing to go for just a stock standard, first down, right? But you don't want to think of that as that primary weapon, commit too many into the box, and then leave wide open numbers. But it does look like it's going to be big on big. Should be able to just kind of bring it right up the gut. Derrick Henry will find one. He finds more open space. Eventually gets walled off at the 5, but that one was much scarier than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, 100%. It reminded me of the last, just before the half decision with Montgomery. So maybe Spaz taking one out of the playbook of Flame Dude and running it right up the middle in 4th and inches. Of course, Derrick Henry certainly known to do so, to pick up the 5 yards, around 6 yards actually. Bring him down to the 5. And a 1st and goal from there as we head to the 2-minute warning now. And once again, another entertaining match between two studs here in the Green Bay region, as Flame Dude looking to hold off Spaz, as they'll have an opportunity for the touchdown here. They're probably going to go for it as well, as you see 4 wide.
Does Spaz Monstar keep his dream alive of remaining in the undefeated club, or will Flame Dude snuff out that light and that idea? Right over the top goes to Henry, and a quick pickup. You know what? They throw it to the big man, apparently for big reasons.
Yeah, cash in with the big stud, as Derrick Henry is getting so much love in the passing game from Spaz. Once again, the favorite target, this time over the middle. Least expected target. And a touchdown, a chance to even things. But as we've seen, it hasn't been as automatic as we would think on extra points, but that one is dead center.
All right, we're tied at 13. Now, we've got less than 2 minutes, but it's 1:57. You have 3 timeouts. Flame Dude just needs to take care of the ball and should be able to at least campaign himself the way that apparently he's been finding some offense here in the second half to just get upfield and make it work out. Now, they will kick it as deep as they possibly can, going to deny any kind of return. I feel like that's a very smart move.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. So that'll be brought out to the 30, of course. And if you're just joining us again, we want to mention Minifish able to hold off Cheese with a nail biter in their matchup. Oh. And in the other one, we had Starkill, unfortunately, Z-Dog was able to really take it to him. But for some entertaining matches to kick us off here, as now possession will be right back into the hands of this Lions team of Flame Dude.
Man, yeah, never saw him. Completely John Cena. Oh my goodness, digging a grave. Oh no, it's too much. Too many things. Big celebration. Either way, yeah, that one went nowhere. 2nd and 11, 1 yard loss. And I know that it's pretty much their method at this point. What can you get on the ground on first down? Looks like they want to try and go and do it again, but this is a tough defense to get through. They're going to go onto the outside toss, but they go, oh no, they leaned out past the tackle and the tight end. There was a wide open hole if they just kept to that last gap.
Yeah, could have gained 5, but instead it was a loss of quite a few. So once again, that patience comes in handy here. But you still have the tie game, you still have possession, but the way it's shaping up now, plenty of time left if you don't convert here. You have 2 shots if you want it, but it's still a dangerous move to maybe go for it in 4th down. But you got to get this first down and convert first and foremost. It'll be a play fake. Goff will roll out left, looking for the target, and it was a dangerous ball, but they are able to complete it somehow. They were tracked all the way. 4th and 5, now it's decision time.
I would not risk this. I would burn 30 seconds. I would take a timeout because you're not going to be able to really kind of use them and go for the punt.
Yep.
Burn as absolute much of this time as you can. They're not doing that. They're actually leaving a ton of clock on. And so that means that this is going to be a pretty usable clock and field. You got 2 timeouts, 41 seconds. I mean, they can make a very short campaign out of this. They just need to get in field goal range.
Not to mention that fair catch was essentially a
timeout?
Yeah, exactly. Not only, and now you're sitting here at 41 seconds. You're good to go there. Plus, you have it at the 31-yard line because the punt, unfortunately, reset and was on the lower side. So grand opportunity. But Flame Dude going to get in and dirty and spoil what could have been a great momentum starter for Spaz, but he's denied. It'll be 2nd and long.
He has done that a lot. He has keyed up some good blitzes, and it's not even been crazy. He simply brings that front 4, maybe even puts a linebacker into an A or outside gap, and then it kind of ends up working out. And need to get the ball out of the hand faster if you're Spaz Monstar, because Flame Dude is coming for you. That's a loss of 11.
Need to gain some back. Not a lot of time on the clock either. They'll get it out to Bateman, but that one's still going to be denied as well. Between the tackles, they'll have 1 timeout. They'll need to take it here. And now clock is on your brain in the other sense of the word. As we thought it was an issue that Flame Dude was leaving some time left on the clock, but when your defense is performing like this, maybe they're just leaving some clock for themselves, but that would be a bold move in my eye.
You know what? Maybe they know better. Maybe I know nothing. All those years I put into football and I broke a finger and a kneecap. You know what? I know nothing.
You know what? It's because they made that decision before the half as well that kind of blew our minds. This guy knows something we don't, clearly.
He's absolutely big brain and trying to prove that 0-1 means nothing, trying to get to 1-1, seeing if they can ruin this perfect season for Spaz Monstar. Oh, what a move. Can they get to the big old man himself, the former Titan in Derrick Henry? He'll be a 4th and 2. They've got no further timeouts to stop this clock, so we are moving. We could see overtime depending on what happens next.
And like they're in no, I guess it's the defense that they're waiting on. I was thinking we were watching from the perspective of the defense. I was like, wait, no, you're just taking your time here. Holy cow. They'll need to get set up really quickly, and they need to convert, more importantly, because if you don't, there'll be one last play the other way. So this will really determine who gets the last play if they want to play it at all. And they will. It's Jackson. Back. Dangerous spot. Almost sacked. Doesn't matter because it's a turnover on downs. 3 seconds left and an opportunity at the 39-yard line. You could try a field goal, but it's been difficult in these conditions. So what do you do here? 3 seconds left. They're going to go for it and try a play down the field.
All right. Chuck it yard. See what lands. If it's going to be in the old breadbasket, they have the running back. Pick it up, buddy. Cycles over to the outside of the pocket. The threat nullified.
Oh, my goodness. I'm just so glad, if you're a Flame Dude fan here, got to be thankful that Jared Goff held onto the ball because there were 3 Ravens. Not only that got picked up the sack, but then had the opportunity to run it all the way back if he didn't hold on to that. And when Goff is exposed and there's like 3 players coming at you, it'd be difficult to do that. But we have ourselves overtime for the first time in Players League. Hype it up, chat. If you're here and you're ready, and you're in the Players League, sound off right now. We want to hear you in chat. We want to see who's here.
So it's the same overtime rules as regular NFL, right? They get whoever wins coin toss, they can choose to defer, get that extra. Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. All right. So if you can score first, that'd be huge. And the fact is that Flame Dude is the one that is receiving first, so he's gonna have a chance. It them's the rules, and that's how they work. And they'll give him a chance to come on out, maybe getting it from the kickoff. They will eventually find themselves, I believe, out to around that 33-yard line. So here begins the campaign. We got 5 minutes on the clock.
Now it's just about being wise with it, right? Spaz, you put your week 1 behind you as far as the turnover game goes, not the fact that you won that series. And you want your defense to come up big in this moment, but Flame Dude will pick up a few. It'll be 2nd and 8 here. No need to go for the big play. We've seen that kind of burn down in Flames, lack of a better word, pun not intended, but sustained.
Yeah, you don't need to go for the all-out win unless you feel like you're absolutely chess playing a checkers player. Still, though, looks like he does have Williams that will go deep. He's going to face into double coverage, and that's going to be handed off from the flats to that strong safety. They're going to fake the run, and they're going to bring it into double coverage. That was so risky. He had him cycling to the outside right of the pocket, and then you throw across your body like that, it is always going to be underthrown.
That's right. Unless you're Zach Wilson on, what was it, NFL Day or Rookie Day? What is it called? Help me.
Wait, you mean
the one good pass that landed him a job with the Jets, and then he eventually got fired? Combine Day.
Yeah, Combine Day.
You remember that? It was
yes,
incredible across the body, and everybody's like, I want this kid.
Look, he took the riskiest throw ever, and it was awesome. Definitely. All right, well, we got a punt as that one ends up in just not working out. And so turning this one over, and it's going to go as a touchback, I believe. Yes, so it will be out with plenty of time and plenty to work with. So that's unfortunate. You receive first. This is sudden death. Yep. So this next one could be huge.
One field goal could end this one. That's all you need to get in the range. But again, even extra points haven't been in automatic. So you just want to be able to get there first, right? Be able to establish and get through. Because first one to get any points wins. You're right. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left. Do we have any overtime rules? Admins, are you here in chat? What happens if it happens? We'll find out.
Yeah, do we do tie or do we do double overtime?
That's great.
Does NFL even know what they want to do?
They do overtime. Yeah, I know NFL shouldn't, but here we are at the end of the day. That's a big first down, though.
It is. Yeah, that's a big pickup. Mark Andrews right over the middle. He goes to the sure-handed big man. And, Spaz Monstar, we know that he loves to throw over to Derrick Henry. I'm sure he's going to end up out in the flats eventually. Looks like that we're actually going to need a lot of pressure out of the Lions on this one, but no, they will drop back outside. Derrick Henry. Oh, wow. Okay. Luckily they can't. Well, I don't think they can get hurt, but yeah, he went flipping.
He honestly did. 2nd and 10 now. And we'll see what they come out with as far as the package goes, too. It's been a lot of shotgun. It'll remain that way as well as we have trips right, but one in motion. They'll come across from right to left. Now to both sides. Nelson Aguilar might be the target here over the middle as well. They'll go to Mark Andrews as 2, as it was Derrick Henry out there as well in the flats. Try to get across to get a block, but they will be able to track them down. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Imagine getting a block. Like getting blocked by Derrick Henry, not having to tackle him as a runner, but that man trying to take you down. That is a scary, scary idea. It's 3rd and 5. Again, about a couple of minutes about to be burned here into overtime. As they stay into shotgun, looking for all these passes to really kind of pan out. You have not a lot open except over the middle. Oh, no, but they don't pick that up. It's 4th and 5.
Flowers couldn't hold on. Now it's damned if you do, damned if you don't, to be honest. In a situation where you punt the ball away, you give away possession, and can your defense hold? You rely on them.
Ooh.
And right now, even though Spaz has been great defensively, causing turnovers, not going to trust at this point. It's risky either way. You got to convert. Lamar Jackson out. He'll throw it across his body and denied by the defensive Flame Dude, who gets in dirty. Ill-advised pass across his body towards the middle on a one-on-one situation. The ball drops to the ground, and Flame Dude will take over.
I swore he's going to get that first down by just getting the run off and just kind of running out towards that flat. Everyone had vacated, and he had rolled left, and it looked pretty much like a sure thing if he'd moved upfield. Now you're at the 36-yard line. If you play generally conservative, a field goal is very, very realistic. He's going to have that mid-drag and then a deep post. See if any of that kind of works out. If he goes for him, he's actually going to go directly to the tight end. Laporta, seeing him as much as he can gain. He is shoved out about that 17-yard line. It's nearly as sure as it can be. This one far less windy than Lambeau, and wow, what a complete turnabout of this game.
Yeah, I think the read there was they looked towards their second option first, and it, to some degree, pays off, right? You get the first down. There was an open man to the left, but it would have been a long distance throw to try to get it over to that side. But look, open space to work with. There's David Montgomery. Comes up short, but it'll be first and goal inside the 3.
Dude is about like 5-0, but he throws hands like he's 10 feet tall. And he goes all the way down. He's chilling at about 2 yards out from a sure thing. I mean, it's pretty much a sure thing at this point. You just have to take care of the ball. It will be first and goal. Bear, you got to post up a complete goal line stand here. Do you even risk it? Do you simply, like, I mean, they're going to try a few conservative plays, right?
We don't. We wouldn't.
We don't.
But Flame Dude has completely blown our mind with what decision he's going to make. It works again. Twice in a row. This time to Jamison Williams for the touchdown. Flame Dude in overtime. Will win 19-13 over Spaz.
Wow. Congratulations. Flame Dude joins the 1-1 club, and Spaz Monstar begrudgingly punches their ticket into the same fare. It will be Flame Dude taking a big dub in overtime. That's how you do it. That's how you keep your wits about you. And remember, this is Flame Dude who was 0-6 in that deficit in the first half and had a massive goal line stand to make sure that it stayed like that, started gaining ground, and did not lose their head going to that extra time.
Then on top of that, actually, yeah, that'll be the first time the Ravens are defeated. Because Z-Dog with the Ravens won. Manyfish with the Ravens won over Cheese. Granted, an extremely tight one. Cheese, yeah. I see you in chat. I see you hanging out with us as well. Even though you're 0-2, your games have been extremely close. Love what you've been able to learn over the past couple weeks. Love to see what you can apply to future weeks there too, by the way. So thank you for joining us. And if anybody else is in here too, come say hello. We're hanging out with everybody here in chat too. So that's how that one finished up. Manyfish, like we mentioned, beat Cheese, and then Flame Dude with that awesome win over Spaz to kick off the 6 o'clock block. You couldn't ask for better matches, man.
Yeah, honestly, everyone's showing up and showing that even though they were dominant maybe in weeks previous or maybe were dominated, they came up, learned, and we saw some great games. Couple guys in the form of Z-Dog as well as Manyfish. They're in 2-0, and then Flame Dude, Spaz Monster, both in 1-1, and Cheese and Starkill, they're looking for their first win, but there's still 6 more weeks and still plenty of time.
Come hang out with us in chat. We got a quick commercial break, but me and Monkey Man will be there to say hello. Make sure you see us, and we'll be right back after this. Get ready for the first ever Stay Plus Formula STEM Esports Cup presented by Brightspeed Fiber Internet. The season kicks off March 20th, so gear up and don't miss your chance to make history. Open registration is now live for high schools across North America. Join this groundbreaking competition featuring weekly qualifiers, an 8-week season, and a thrilling 40-person championship event. Race for $5,000 in prizes and weekly rewards. Participate in live test sessions of racetracks led by a professional driver and explore exciting career opportunities in the world of racing. Your journey to the podium starts now. Register today.
Come on. Come on. Before I switched to Brightspeed Fiber Internet, things like slow speeds and random dead spots really brought out the troll in me. I mean, I spent hours causing trouble. But then I switched to Brightspeed's fast, reliable fiber internet, and the rest is sunshine and unicorns. Looks amazing, Barbara.
Ultra-fast, Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side.
Hail, Monkey Man and Bear Light back with you here on the Players League as we crank up the final segment. Let's take a look back at this 6 o'clock block there, as we had some great games going off, including Flame Dude over Spaz with an overtime winner for the first time that we've seen. Then we had Mini Fish with a victory over Cheese, but by slim margin. And then, of course, Z-Dog absolutely popping off as he'll take the win over Starkill 35-0.
Yeah, we honestly got the full gambit of kind of clearing some games, some big comebacks, some very tight ones, and now we go into our final block here, Bear. And there's a lot to live up to, and I'm excited to see how these young players are able to do it because there was a lot of hype in that one. We're also going to see a few new and returning faces.
No doubt about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the matchups here for the final block, the final push for week 2 of the Players League. Tux Bear. I did not bring my Tux here tonight, but they'll be representing Bayport High School against Ghost Zaire, who we'll see for the first time representing GBS Dub.
Look at this. All right. So it was close until it wasn't for Tux Bear last week. I think they were actually one of the first to get their game done, and they did so efficiently. Ghost Sire looks like they took their sweet time scoring a lot of points to go 1-0. So this is our first collision course between two teams that are in fact undefeated. So get to see how both these players do and who ultimately gets to stay in the both undefeated and join the 2-0 club.
And as far as the other matchup goes, it'll be a story of redemption as both of these teams coming in 0-1, but looking to make a splash. Quite literally, one-hand fish. We'll see them again here. They're facing off with Alucard Main, another new face. They'll be representing Bayport High School here tonight versus one-hand fish, representing Green Bay Southwest High School. Let's look at the stats.
We have to assume Mini Fish, or at least we don't have to, but we will, that they're the younger brother to One Hand Fish, and got some fish thumbs up maybe across the board as both these guys looking for their first win again for new things. First matchup that we have for defeated players. So someone's joining the even 500 and someone's going to 0-2. So obviously Alucard Main hoping for some success here tonight. Honestly, I think that them looking for first points would be such a huge success.
Let's head to the mainframe. Let's go ahead and check it out. We got the 2 matches underway. Lions versus Bills, Packers versus Bills in the Tux Bear, Ghost Zaire, and One Hand Fish and Alucard Main, respectively. Let's head right into Tux Bear versus Ghost, as they will be, it looks like the Lions, so Tux Bear will be on the offense first as we kick off. So defending will be Ghost, and we'll see things take place in that first match. But we already got to pause. So back to the mainframe we go. Sometimes they'll throw surprises at you right off the bat.
Also, surprise, surprise, shout out over to Z-Dog, who's given us all the inside scoops and intel. We have been told Mini Fish is actually the older brother, and One Hand Fish is the younger brother. It just goes to show, it doesn't matter what these guys do with their names. They're just going to continue to keep us guessing. But thank you also over to Z-Dog for giving us all the good looks as to everyone out there. That really helps us kind of get an inside scoop on the community.
And also, shout out to Z-Dog for giving us a clinic on how to play Madden. My goodness, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic job earlier today. Love seeing that gameplay from you. But now it'll be 3rd and 2. They will convert. It'll be Jamison Williams, who's gotten some love from both Lions teams. A dynamic young star for the Lions, finding some love, and Tux Bear finding some gained ground here early. Speaking of back to the ground, it's Jameer Gibbs, which we didn't see utilized much from the other Lions team, but this time not going unnoticed from Tux Bear, who, of course, won their last matchup last week, 31-19 over One Hand Fish, who we'll see on the other matchup in just a bit. And they are just making a drive happen here as that one over the middle again will connect. Nope, not quite. 3rd and 6.
During the regular season, both these teams, in fact, did match up. And I don't mean these current players. I mean the real NFL teams for the Bills and the Lions. It was a 48-42 win for the Bills. So with the way that we're starting with pace, the way that we're getting this one out of the hands quickly out of Goff, and he needs to do so again because he's getting tracked down. I was going to say that it's going to be a barn burner, but what a way to get just ultimate pressure straight up the gut. It's 4th and 15.
Yeah, and at this point, going for it is going to be risky, and they're going to go for it. I feel like I was going to say there's no doubt in my brain that you're going to have to go for a field goal here. And they said, nope, in fact, wide open. Oh, my goodness. St. Brown able to do it. The Sun guys, they call him, as he is able to make a dynamic play on 4th and 15 to get the first points on the board for today.
You and I obviously live in yesteryear. I was like, you know what? Yeah, this one should be maybe a field goal. It should be a punt. It should be something. Oh, my goodness.
That's why.
That wasn't close. That was whoop.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Trying to conjure when that happened this NFL season. I remember it happening, but it happens to pros at the pro level. All right, so listen, making up for it with that 4th and 15 play to get a touchdown on the board. Otherwise, it would have been 0 points anyways. Back to the main frame we go.
Still trying to be a nice return there, but yeah, we're going to sneak our way into our other matchup. This one is between One Hand Fish and Alucard, Maine. Alucard, Maine is on the Bills, and One Hand Fish on, well, good old Packers. Couple of short moves. Everyone just kind of watching Jacobs do a shimmy shake, and they actually gain enough here. They'll actually be out to 3rd and 9. He must have been kind of deep into negative territory.
It looked like he was going to hit the Saquon Barkley button where he just goes backwards and jumps, hurdles.
Does a hurdle?
Yeah, basically 6 feet high in order to get over the defender. But I digress. Now, yep, you're right, 3rd and 9. Need to be able to convert here. It'll be tough, and they're coming to the middle. Nowhere to go at the ball. You had to get rid of it a little bit earlier because there was an opportunity to perhaps get it. It would have been maybe a yard short, but you at least allow yourself to have a chance at that first down if you get rid of that ball.
Overload aside, see if a gap develops, and run that dude. Oh, it's a fake! They're going to toss it over, looking like an interception. Hey, it's basically a punt, but a lot shorter. Ingram will come up with it, and they go down. I don't mind the idea of having a fake this early. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite get it to the open man.
I'm pretty sure that the defense played against that. As it look again as they turned around right there. Defenders tracked it all the way. So it looked like they actually, as smart as you think you're being clever, the defense even a little bit wiser to be able to play something like that instead of just dropping back and just focusing on that punt. So credit that defense for being aware. And now you get good field position away. Over to over to One Hand, over to Alucard. Getting the team switched up here at this point in time. Listen, it's been a long day, but at the end of the day, they'll have an opportunity here to get their first points on the board all season long, which is important.
Navigating a pocket is also kind of a lost art. And well, not a lost art, but it's a difficult thing to kind of finesse on the fly. You have a wide pocket. You don't want to go drafted too deep because the tackles are trying to cycle basically in a huge circle around you. Nice pickup around the 25. But you also want to kind of sneak your way up into the pocket. It's a rough neutral area to really kind of navigate. But when you do, you give yourself so much extra time and protection.
3rd and 1 here opens up the playbook. Looks like it'll be James Cook up the middle. Had an opportunity to cut to the left, but was tracked down by the linebacker before more damage was sustained. There'll be a first down here just outside the red zone.
Sometimes you just got to down check them, see if they're taking over that A gap. Now you have a drag route, you got a big post, and they're actually going to have Coleman just kind of sit on it, so that frees up something wide open middle. Should be able to get behind the linebacker, but they're being tracked really well, and so is Allen. Josh Allen can do nothing, and we are seeing a day where these QBs are not living for free in their pockets.
No, they had wide open on the wheel routes an opportunity, but it was going to be a tough one to get all the way across from right to left, but they held on a little bit too long. And it's the issue with the Bills. They don't have very many receivers. Even Amari Cooper didn't show up much, but he's got an open man. Curtis Samuel will pull that one in for the touchdown. First points on the board all season long for Alucard, Maine. First one here in this game, draws first blood in the lead.
Massive. Both these players, they know that they've kind of let things go before, and that little pause you see, actually the comeback that was out in the flat, that forced everyone to stick around. All right. Do we see a regular PAT? How does this come through? No, we do not. This one will be shanked to the left. We've seen it to the right. Did see a flag. They roughed the kicker. They're going to get another try.
I know it's not like gigantic. It's just the extra point. But, yeah, they get hello?
Well, they automatically declined it, I think. I don't think they knew that they were actually that they
able
had
to get that.
Yeah, that's
unlucky.
Yeah.
Leave one on the board, but we move on. You know, that's what we talk about at the end of the day. I think summed up well by Cheese here in chat. Shout out to Cheese, being awesome in chat and hanging out with us, that you learn so much along the way, right? And so that's one of those learning moments where you can accept it and have another shot. But now with another shot will be one-hand fish, as they'll have another offensive opportunity. The first one didn't quite go as planned, but they do have some timing in the pocket, but it's closing quickly, and luckily they get the ball away, so it'll be a 2nd and 10 instead of a 2nd and a lot.
I don't think Jordan Love knew he was going to throw the ball there. He got into the pocket. He ended up running the fake handoff, and then just kind of was back there. He was like, ooh, and didn't know where that was supposed to go next. This one is tracked down so fast. No chance to get off the line of scrimmage.
No, they were on that from the rip, ready to go. Now it will be 3rd and long. 3rd and 12, in fact. Playing the deep zone in flat gameplay, so maybe over the middle might be a good idea if you can challenge Miliano. They're double covered. They will go over the middle. They're able to complete, or did it fall out of the hands of Christian Watson?
Yep.
Unlucky. 4th and 12 instead. It was close, but no cigar.
You're also thrown from your back foot if you're Josh Allen on that one. As soon as you're kind of dropping that far and deep into your own pocket, you're trying to get onto your back foot. So it actually went right into the breadbasket of Watson, but he was splattered right at the line to gain. And this is a short punt. Oh, it collides off the receiver. It is a full scramble. Oh my gosh. Nothing has been standard here so far, but we do in the first quarter.
First quarter over. Both games incredibly tight. In fact, the other one, let's go to it right now. 7-6, so that extra point that went extremely wide. Coming back to bite him a little bit as Ghost Zink able to get the possession back. And now trying to close the gap. Sorry, other way around. Tug Spare looking to close that gap now as they're 1 point behind, looking to gain more points on it. So credit to Ghost for being able to go back and gain that lead.
Huge shift. We get everyone tightened up. You're going to bring the Twins out right, and then you're going to have them collectively go to a strong side now to the left. You have an option to really kind of get that run if you want to, but they're going to drop back pass, and they're immediately pressured. No one picking up the blitz. Also, more fun from the chat. Minifish has confirmed one-hand fish has one hand.
Insane how he's still able to slay in some Madden, honestly.
Yeah.
The hold they're on. That's fantastic. Love that determination, right? Now we'll obviously keep you updated on that side of things as well. But there, open man. Jamison Williams again has speed. Good cutback. Insane play, but the ball's on the ground. And a big turnover here as Douglas picks it up. Man, you make an incredible move to the inside to gain more yardage, but you pay because of it, unfortunately.
Those moves are such a double. It's a double-edged sword, and it felt like it was actually a sure thing. They got caught from behind. They punch out the pigskin, and what a massive turnaround out of what was a great sequence onto the outside. Fantastic moves, but sometimes the dice don't roll your way. Oh, but the defense surely is. We are seeing absolute violence in the pocket.
2nd and 16. It feels like all 4 teams that we've gotten to witness thus far have had issues trying to get rid of the ball. The defense has certainly been stacked towards the blitzing strategy, as we've seen relatively earlier. Looking for the slant play, unless they make any adjustments here at the line. But it will stick with that same play. Over the middle, and they're not able to connect either. That one jarred out last second. It'll be 3rd and 16 now.
I'm starting to appreciate late term how good Derrick Henry is. You know, getting those throws and having just the most steely fingers ever. We haven't seen really that be a major problem. Josh Allen's going to kind of rip the pull cord, and that's a tough jump. You're bringing it into double coverage, can't quite come down with it. So we're now at 4th and 16. Feels like it's got to be a punt situation.
Yep, and sure enough, you'll see them come out with it. We saw a fake come out a little bit earlier, but this time around, not worth the risk. It's very difficult to pick up that level. They'll be right at the 50. They'll be challenged, but catch interference.
Yep. So that's a 15, and that makes it an even shorter field.
Man, oh man, caught at the 50. Now gaining, netting 17 yards, essentially, to the 33. And having a first down and 10 from there is Tux Bear. Once again, got the 1-0 after week 1, so now trying to get to that 2-0 mark. But down 1 in this game, and now looking around, and throws it across. Into double coverage, Milano able to get that interception as we've seen so many times in real life. And it feels like even though it's Jared Goff, you still kind of want to take off with that one because you can at least get the first down.
I know Goff's not a runner, but I mean, he had no one within like 10 yards of him. So just get what you can, bring it to the sideline, and don't force the issue. He was like pump faking the entire time, forcing him. Oh my goodness, what a move. Cook gets gobbled up just before the line to gain, but a couple of great just shimmies brings them within that 2nd and 1.
Ghost has been cooking those up too. Last time it made him pay as he put the ball on the ground, but you really open up the playbook. The defenses, that's how you do maneuver them and create from good plays to great plays. So I do like the idea. I want to settle in here though. Ooh. 3rd and 1, looking to convert.
Squeeze. Look at the A gap.
Ghost changes accordingly. We'll go off tackle instead. We'll go all the way around. What's happening? Oh, he couldn't gain traction on it. No, as the edge was open, could have surely maybe even faked outside, cut inside if that defensive end was able to get around. Either way, not what they were looking for. So we'll switch out and see what the other Bills are doing there on the right side of the screen here. And see if Alucard Maine can't put up more on the board. They're already up 12-0.
All right. So another a goal line situation. One-hand fish, got to hold the line if they can. But that one's well, actually no. This ends up
They're
going
for 2.
Okay, so
that's what it was.
Yep. All right, so they were trying to be able to get 2 tack on and get this into a 14-point game after missing that first extra point. This one goes all the way deep, and they will get it just between the 20-25, somewhere around that 22-yard line. So a moment for one-hand fish, seeing what they can find in these last couple of minutes. They got that 2-minute warning as well as 3 timeouts, so a lot of time to work.
Yeah, you got the 2-minute warning. That's right. 3 additional timeouts. Jacobs going to cut it back, maybe a little bit too far. And no yardage gained here before the 2-minute warning, so 2nd and 10, really lots of clock for you. But if you're not going to gain ground, it could be difficult, and you could give it right back to Alucard Maine, who's clearly been really finding themselves in really good spots. So that being said, it'll be a 2nd and 10 situation. Remember, one-hand fish, working with one hand, trying to get that cut back, and almost made it happen. That passing play would have had it not been for a drop from Jaden Reed.
That's tough too, because he was sitting right in his breadbasket. Not too much that you can peel away. They were sitting at the line to gain. They were hoping to get away from the cornerback, but he's basically hooked on to him like a sucker fish. So again, an empty backfield, a lot of options. He'll roll out wide right. He's going to try and bring it middle. I think that's Dobbs that comes up, and they're able to make a first down.
Get just enough to cross that threshold. Big pickup. Now down to 1:25 as they let the clock kind of run down a little bit further. I do like that call when you're under 2 minutes, because 1:20 you can certainly establish a lot. Also taking time off. Going for the deep ball. Picked off. User pick there as they switched on to Douglas at exactly the right time. And Alucard Maine really making a name for himself here in this matchup, as they'll get the ball back with a 12-0 lead and still have 1:14 on the clock before half.
I know he's going on to target, but it felt like he was trying to lead him more towards the inside of the field, and you have him kind of running that sideline post, and that's a tough one to kind of drag your receiver to come get that ball. 1:14, and this could actually be detrimental for one-hand fish, but no, it's Josh Allen that's going down. Never saw the corner blitz.
No, on the blind side. And was able to take off in time. And so now, again, you can still use their timeouts, though. You can start to think about that if you're Green Bay, right? If you're here as one-hand fish, do you want to take a timeout here at this point in time? And that would put some more time on the clock, especially when it's going to be difficult with this 2nd and 22. And when they're looking to burn this clock, 3rd and 21. Now you can consider it, but still not looking to lock it in. Maybe just want to go to half and be content to just come out the next half and maybe challenge them then.
As long as you don't end up giving this ball away, just giving maybe a free moment for one-hand fish, especially with a short field. You can take away as much time as possible. I think this final play ends up being one that they can just kind of run out the rest of it. Allen is going to get found again, and because he's hit, and that one leaves his hand, you've got 3 seconds. You got a 4th and 21, and I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a punt. I mean, could try for Hail Mary just to see what you can burn.
Yeah, agreed. You also have a runner in Josh Allen. You can just kill the clock in addition, but looking like they're lining up for a punt here, and that one might go actually.
Bananas long. Look at that.
It was. I thought it was going to be out left, but it ended up being right on target. It does run out the rest of the clock. So mission accomplished. You get into half at a 12-0 mark.
All right. Let's so we run into that halftime. What do we look at the mainframe wise? I'm kind of curious because we've actually had a chance for this one to kind of stabilize. We go it's 0-12, but it's 14 apiece into our Tux Bear and Ghost game, and actually this is a massive return that's happening as they cross midfield, and then the other second half is starting for the other.
Yeah, second half starting off, and another great return. So you see it on both of your screens, both matches, where they get all the way basically out to the 50. But let's go ahead and go into the Tux Bear and Ghost game, match A on the left side, and bring you a drive here from Tux Bear as you see Goff out to the right. He does have an open man. It's Patrick with the catch and gets within into the 5. Tim Patrick found his stride there with the Lions late, and they'll be within 4 yards of the goal line.
Might be able to make it work here. Oh, my goodness. Waylaid in a melee. That's a hard hit. Okay, so remember, we got to see this one start so quick for Tux Bear. Tux Bear was a very efficient and very dominant player in week number 1. Both these players at 1-0, trying to find their way into a perfect season, or at least a perfect couple of weeks. We're going to drop back and kind of audible a couple of different times. He definitely wants some adjustments way out left.
Yelling at the man, looking
He's
like
get moved.
Peyton Manning peak right there. Just yelling across, trying to get them to coordinate. Here we go. Second goal. Goff finds a pocket. Now going to scramble and throws it over the middle. Oh, and it was just like that Seattle blunder like we said at the Super Bowl a little bit ago, as Milano gets another one. Not sure if it was this matchup or the other one, but either way, that is somebody you got to look out for if you're going up against this defense of the Lions.
Also, as an update, One Hand Fish in our other game is actually Bills, and Alucard Maine is Green Bay. And then bringing it back to this game, you got to take the touchback there, because now look at where you are. A safety, that's happening. Yeah. So 2 points, safety, turning what was disaster into success. The way that they've been bringing that pressure, you just really had to get yourself out to the 20.
Appreciate your patience as we figure out things on the production side, but we appreciate the update for sure in chat. So One Hand Fish with the lead then in that instance. 16-14, by the way. As Detroit with the ball back as well, in addition to that in the third quarter, in the second half, looking to gain some more on that lead.
Never afraid to take some risks. Oh, but also never afraid to run straight into the hands of a tackler. Oh, boy. So pocket navigation has become a difficulty for both these teams. Obviously, you kind of swim out into open spaces. I believe that, obviously, Tux Bear wants to take some risks if they can. This Lions offense showcasing exactly why they are virile and workable against this Bills defense. He's going to roll again, see if he can get rid of it. He does so just before he goes down for another loss.
Nicely done defensively again. Third and long it shall be. Jared Goff in the shot. He's got Gibbs back there with him. Trips out right. Available. Space to work with again. But instead of taking off, we'll connect with Tim Patrick again. Flag on the play, though.
Yep. Illegal
was
forward
past
pass.
The line of scrimmage. Unfortunate.
Yep. And that's also the difficulty. It's like you got to pull up or you got to shut up, and you got to find a way to either get that run or you got to set your feet at that line of scrimmage. So it's gonna be a 4th and 24, risking it for the biscuit. Because reasons? Chucking it, and it's picked off. It's basically a punt from this position. A lot of room to work with. Benford will be guided out of bounds. And, hey, you know what? It's like a kick either way.
Yeah, 100%. And maybe that's what they're thinking, too. We've seen that a couple of times tonight. I wouldn't put it past him at this point in time. This really doesn't go to the ground, but that would be dangerous anyways. But it's James Cook that finds plenty of room. So the rushing game Right back to it once again from Ghost.
He gets clocked at the end of that run. Still good for 1st and 10. You can at least get 1 or 2 more, depending on how the rest of this goes. They're going to go with a lot of tight coverage as they try to bring it in. Oh, Robertson with a pick of the line. You should be able to outspeed Josh Allen, but the big man from out of Wyoming trying to pony up, but Robinson just too quick, too fast, too swift, and too far away. As that'll be a pick 6 the other direction.
You never know what's going to happen in these games, Monkey Man. Players League has certainly been a prime example of that. As after you surrender a turnover of your own, on 4th down, you get it right back. But not only that, you score a pick 6. And now looking for another 2, and this time they will get it over the middle to convert. And 24-14, a 10-point lead and a 2-possession game.
What was a 14-all situation has completely spun on its head, seeing what we've gotten out of Tux Bear. Oh my goodness. Someone is going to be leaving on a stretcher from the stadium if we keep seeing hits like that.
Yeah, it's just knocking them to submission for sure. Redemption time. Opportunity now for Ghost to get something on the board. That was a risky move going out to the flat. It was covered well, but Amari Cooper, well, talented wide receiver that kind of flew under the radar this season, but you still can utilize that same skill set that you see in Madden in order to get it done. Sometimes you have to think past what actually happened during the regular season in Madden at the end of the day.
Yeah, this defense, by the way, is just gross. We have seen Tux Bear bring everything, and they just pretty much know exactly what they're doing. Getting it out of the hands quickly. You had someone that was eyeing up another quick blitz from the left side of the pocket, but they are just not allowing them to develop that elongated just rush down into what they're bringing. This is going to try and go directly up the gut. Cook is going to find some distance, and he gains some positive yards, and that's really just been missing from the overall kind of repertoire right now from Ghost Sire. Finally moving, inching along, but they've got a long way to go.
Got a 2nd and 5. This is certainly manageable. A lot of space up the middle as well.
Oh,
by the time they're able to challenge it, though, almost able to power strong arm their way to a 1st down, come up just a yard shy. But certainly 3rd and 1 feels pretty good, especially when you have assets like Cook. We'll see which play they go with.
3rd and 1. They want to punch it again. No, they're going to drop back. It's going to be to anyone but no one. All right. 4th and 1. This is not quite an all the marbles situation. You have a lot of weapons. Do you tush push? Do you get it over a single yard?
Oh, my. Maybe giving it over to Davis. They will.
Oh.
1st down gain. It will just squeak through as the B running back in the AB system that they are on. Able to pick up the 1st down here. The youngster. But they'll put James Cook right back in as the job had been accomplished.
Let's go back to the mainframe. I was so afraid, by the way, as we do end that 3rd quarter about what was going to be happening because of the defense and the way it's been going. So now that we actually know kind of identities and all that happening, we've got what? There's still it's a 12-0 right now. We know that one handfish on the Bills, and he actually scores as we get a look at both. So some Bills success. Maybe one hand fish can give some good vibes over to Ghost Sire on the other side.
100%. So far, so good. Nearly perfect. 3:58 left in this one, an 18-0 lead now as they caught Dalton Kincaid over the middle, and he was able to power its way through. They'll go for 2 here to make it an even 20-0 and push it even further out to what they've established here in the 3-possession game. It'll be out in the flats and caught by Khalil Shakir for the 2-pointer. 20-0 will be the scoreline here late into it. One-hand fish looking to secure the victory with a bit of a cushion now.
One-hand fish must be really good at those power high fives. The kind that just leaves your palms stinging and you swear you broke like something straight at the mid-knuckle. Just whoosh. So, Mini Fish, let us know how powerful are the high fives. I've got to know because he's got to be just like, bam, yeah, like getting some big dubs right now in this 20-0 game.
No, 100%. There you go. Back to the mainframe we go. 20-0 lead. We'll see if they can't establish something on the other side. But in the meantime, you got Buffalo with possession and within striking distance of making it a 1-possession game here on the 30-yard line.
Remember with these players currently 1-0. Cook, oh, 2 big moves. A third one. He drags him away. A chance, but he'll be bodied right at the 4. That is huge. What was looking like he was swallowed up under pressure. This has been such a great ground game as long as they've been able to get Cook untouched.
Goes now a chance right there at the 4.
Oh,
as an out route,
yeah.
He won it wide open for Josh Allen. That's how you use him within 5 yards. A big touchdown from Ghost and able to get back within that 1 possession.
Josh Allen has the 2nd most rushing yards on his team for the entirety of the Bills' 24-25 season, and this is a reason why. Dude has big, long legs, and he's able to make great use of all his weapons, be it the running backs, be it the wide receivers, and maybe even as decoys. 24-21, a 3-point ball game. Don't ask me how we got here. There was a safety in the middle of all that and some 2-point conversions, but you know what? We're still within a field goal.
Still within that field goal. But if you're going to give somebody a high five, Minifish says it's not one hand fish you want to give in chat. I don't know if you saw that. He said, no, high fives are not that good.
Tell him to train. Come on, Minifish. Have him train. Raymond is literally just jogging.
A steady little jog, just out for a Sunday walk.
That was the Aaron Rodgers smoke break if I've ever seen it.
You ever watch the Olympics and you have like speed walking? That's what it felt like.
Well, then that means he broke a rule because he lifted his knees. You're not supposed to. Yeah,
is that what it was? I thought it just like 1 foot has to stay on the ground or something.
Yeah, I mean, he did both. So,
oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, it didn't look like he did it much. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, he's like me trying to slide across the linoleum to the fridge. Oh. All right, so
fair.
what can they simply get more? They're going for absolute kill shots out here, and they don't come up big.
Oh, double coverage down the field. Heart drops in that moment. Because if you give possession back, you're giving them an opportunity with 3:35 left on this clock. But luckily, that one falls on the ground for Talk Spare. And we'll run this play next. Goff across the middle.
Okay.
Amon-Ra makes it 3rd and inches. Now perhaps a sneak or a run up the middle. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the old run up the middle. You got Gibbs. You got a why not. He's doesn't get stripped. He gains enough. But, I mean, look at the uptick tempo that we're also getting out of this. Not really allowing a lot of time to flex. And, okay, if this doesn't become a Gibbs run, well, I was going to say something that might eat my words. A bit late on the old tackle, but it doesn't matter as they do wrap him up. But, I mean, this is starting to become a very successful campaign upfield.
Yep, and tick, tick, tick. Clock going down while you're heading down the field, which is what you love to see. Love to see him kind of utilize more of that clock, though, as we go along. But Goff is going to be dropped back.
Oh, boy.
Again, not a whole lot of speed, but just want to get out of bounds. So a wise move to at least get 4 out of what looked like it was going to be nothing.
Unfortunately, that does pause this clock, so you don't really kind of keep macro gaming them, but you do get a positive push, and that's what really kind of matters the most, especially as you're going to have them chasing after you. Again, it's just all of a fake, an RPO up to it. Ooh, over the top. No one comes up with the old skins, so 3rd and 6. This is crunch time. We're nearing that 2-minute warning.
Ghost prime time opportunity here. You can run your 2-minute drill if there is such a thing in Madden. If you get possession back here, as it'll be a fake. Out to Laporta, 4th and inches. They do make the stop here, and it's way too far back to consider a field goal. You got to go. And it'll be a huge play here in 4th and inches.
Does he give it to Gibbs? No, he RPOs. He doesn't even fakes it. Oh, he's going to get pressured, but it goes to Patrick. He's wide open. And can the man have a photo finish? He's not even a tightrope. He's just going to spin his way back in. Bleed more clock. We hit the 2-minute warning. I'm curious about the other game. I think it's probably kind of out of reach, but we're going to see as this continues to go. 24-21. It looks like there's maybe last gasp for Alucard as they're at that final minute of play. And an opposite. Oh, what a juke move. Are you kidding me? Oh, we're seeing,
incredible.
Seeing success on either side of what you do and don't do with the Bills.
Yep, 100%. Talk Spare and Ghost, both of them. Their signature move of just breaking ankles, that was incredible on that move. It might be out of reach here for Ghost. They still got a minute 55, so 1 step at a time. It'll be a 2-possession game, so a huge touchdown there from Tuxbear, whereas we're not even sure if they're going to convert that 4th down in inches. They're able to not only do that, but then muster a touchdown and looking to get that extra points, and it will sneak in. Yeah, just able to get that one too. 31-21, a 10-point game.
You got a minute 55. You got your 3 timeouts. You got to score fast, right? I mean, and it's been anything but scoring quickly. They've scored, but I mean, you cannot have any less of an efficient like game manager right now. That has to be in the form of Ghost Sire. So, I mean, what do? We've seen weapons the entire time. I feel like you're not going to quite abandon it, but you can't be handing the ball off to Cook, right?
No, at this point in time, you got to get for bigger yards, but shut down again. Tuxbear making me a proud data bear here, essentially. As he's been fantastic. As the turnover will put them in prime spot in the driver's seat late in this game.
Tuxbear ready for prom, all suited up and ready to go. My gosh, what a play! They knew like this defense has been just ready to just hit back and forth, and wow. All right, so feels like if they can get one more score, I mean it's already 2 scores up, and you have a minute 48. That one could already be the death knell.
We'll see what the Lions can do. Production still figuring out. Might have him backwards again.
Oh, no.
Laporta is able to get the 3 yards here. And with a minute 42 on the clock. Once more an opportunity to try to bring it back. But we will go into and see if it looks like the Buffalo is looking to put up more points on the board. So looking to establish more. But that is the last play of the game on that side. Depending on any more changes, that'll be One Hand Fish with a 20-0 win over Alucard, Maine for this one. So congratulations to One Hand Fish for a great performance here. Shutout performance representing Green Bay Southwest High School well.
That also means that both fishes were swimming great today, as both brothers were able to get some dubs. So shout out to the fish family as they're able to swim right upstream and get some success. With a minute to go, they end up not getting a score from the, well, whomsoever is the Lions. Oh my gosh. Again, pure violence. Just using the lariat to tackle them.
Using it for sure. So, Tuxbear is confirmed the Bills.
Okay.
And goes the Lions. So, Ghost in prime real estate here. And Tux just trying to find something here at this point. 3rd and 10, though, making the job much more difficult is the defense of Ghost, who's looking to just hold on here at this point. And this play will be a pivotal moment here. Josh Allen back, looking for the out route. Ooh. Does connect, so it'll keep their gameplay alive, at least for now, as they gain the 1st down.
He's just sending streaks. You see how many posts are happening? Everyone is going deep. He's going to see who he can connect with. Kincaid comes up huge, is at the 5. Take a timeout. They're able to stop the clock. That was massive. So they will chill for a second. But here's where things really light up. You can get this score, Bear, but you've got to get another one. But I mean, the first one is the toughest.
Yep. Needed here. Josh Allen, play fake. Oh. Now out. He's got Amari Cooper for the touchdown. And it'll bring it close. Yep, sure enough he does. 21 seconds left. It's not over yet, folks.
It's Amari freaking Cooper, man. Of course he's going to get that ball. But the fact that he was able to get away from pressure that was forcing him out of the pocket, onside kick, right?
Have to.
Yeah, got to go and get it. Just see if the algorithms math your way.
You know, in terms of NFL commentators, they need to declare it now with the new dynamic kickoff rules. And also, opportunity to get a bounce, but it is a long shot, especially in the game of Madden. It's so difficult to do. And sure enough, Tim Patrick, and he's got good hands as well, just need to get down to the ground, and will do so with the ball still in hand. And only 1 timeout left for Tuxbear, so looking like they're 1-0. Not going to become in Metafest a 2-0. Instead, it'll be Ghost to do that instead. Holding off Tuxbear here in this moment unless something crazy happens here. Throwing the ball. I don't like that call, but they come down with it with 12 seconds left.
Ghost Sire is unafraid. Man.
Clearly. Wow.
We've seen people just devil may care play style. They straight up don't care. They're here for points. Laporta and Madden, it's all about attitude. And if you're able to bring this late game, why not? 2 seconds, let it burn, clock is out, and even though it's a one-score game and it matches how both these teams did in the regular season, it's the opposite effect as the Lions take it, and that's in the form of Ghost Sire, who takes this big win. They join the 2-0 club, Tux Bear. They will end up rolling into the 1-1 50-50 fandom.
That's right. And we'll dig deep with another close loss. It felt like the cheese moment where it's like, man, these games are coming close. Certainly not counting you out by any means. You seem to be an incredible player in your own regards. And I feel like it was a lot more balanced here today as far as, Bayport High School, Green Bay Southwest High School. Both teams got some loves, got some dubs here today. Monkey Man, you love to see both schools getting such great representation.
Honestly, I think everyone, they saw kind of the flash in the pan that was week number 1. They're like, all right, who knows how to play, who doesn't know how to play, like how's this kind of looking? And then walking in week number 2, they're like, okay, all right, no one should be gun shy anymore. We're all business, and we know what to bring forth. And it obviously showcased, and we got some really good matches today. A couple of blowouts in terms of shutouts, and then, massively overscaled when it came to our 6 o'clock block. But I mean, we're getting to really see the gambit of talent, especially out of the Green Bay region. Love that both these high schools are really sending their best.
They honestly are. It's been fantastic. So this is just the esports portion. We haven't even gotten to the STEM portion, which makes me so excited to see them put together those projects we have in the near future for us, Monkey Man. We're in for a treat.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Can't wait to be able to see all the students keeping themselves kind of in the game and knowing that there's a lot of work still to be done, be it for your semester-long project or on the sticks either way. Love that everyone is kind of coming in focused and ready to go. But, I mean, that's what we got for the day, Bear, and everyone. I'm glad that we were able to see it all here with Spin because they really kind of put everything on the table for us to see for week 2.
That's right. The week 2 action over. But we want to thank Brightspeed once more and let you know to type !Brightspeed to figure out if Brightspeed's in your area. If you want those fast and reliable speeds, you're going to want Brightspeed Fiber Internet. So go ahead and type it into the chat. Get yourself some good internet moving forward. Also, a big thank you to Stay Plugged In, of course, for what they've been able to do from a recruiting standpoint for providing all the opportunities for these students. In addition to all of that, so a big thank you goes out to both Brightspeed Fiber Internet and Stay Plugged In, who has some events coming up, by the way. So if you want to be part of the College Eyes, I know Cheese was talking about how he plays Smash Bros. Well, guess what? We have an event coming up. So let's go ahead and check out the Stay Plugged In showcases starting March 15th with Overwatch 2 and Rocket League, 2 of my favorite esports in action. If you're a high schooler, get registered today at staypluggedin.com/events. Compete in front of a portion of the 450 plus colleges that we have on our platform and be able to connect with them one-on-one in the Discord server, the player Discord server. You just pop in like an open house, ask them about their programs, tell them about yourself, tell them why you're cool and deserve a spot on their college esports roster. And then, like we mentioned, March 16th, we got Valorant and Cheese, some Super Smash Bros. If you're interested.
It's awesome. I love all 4 of these titles, and make sure that you definitely get in there and get a chance to be showcased. I have definitely casted a few of these before. I won't be there for this one. There's some other titles that are also happening, but you know what? I want to be able to see what does happen on that weekend because this is actually a very kind of big crunch time right now, Bear, because a lot of schools are taking their applications and slowly closing those windows as to what is going to be happening from that summer going to those freshman semesters. So if you're looking to try and get there and really make a splash, maybe for some last second pickups, be it as a senior or even everyone else all the way down to even a freshman, I feel like this is a good product to really jump into, an opportunity you don't want to miss.
100%. And we do STEM here at Players League. And in fact, Mr. Purple in chat, as we know him as Justin Ellis on our Stay Plugged In team, has been cooking up something big with the Players League. Says the storyboards look great, so I'm excited for that. There's also more opportunities in STEM learning, one of which being the Formula STEM Esports Cup that we got going on. So if you're into sim racing, Stay Plus, a part of Stay Plugged In, has you covered once more. Racing.staypluggedin.com. Simply type that in. All the details you need about the events, what weeks you want to run, you can certainly do that. There's a championship event at the tail end of it, and racing begins March 25th, so you want to make sure you get registered before that point in time because the players meeting is at the 20th. So if you're into sim racing, make sure you visit that. Monkey Man, you got to dust off the gloves a little bit before you get involved.
Look, it's all the G's without the G forces, which I can very much appreciate. And you know what? I left my gloves somewhere, but you know what? I brought my cars at least, so I'm ready for some good old F1.
Hey.
I think I'm prepared. I never successfully stacked these. You know, we're just gonna keep one, the gold car. You know, this is the gold standard, if you will.
Nice.
So if you want to defeat me, I'm pretty sure you can. I challenge you to go and check out that F1 race. It sounds like it's going to be a really fun circuit.
Those ones didn't look like they were F1 approved as far as the bodies go because they were octanes from the world of Rocket League, okay? That's why. All right. I'm not going to give it away.
Whatever. It's fine. They might let them one day, right? Yeah?
I hope so. I think it would be great for the environment and for everybody around us. Well, that'll do it for week 2 here of the Players League. We really appreciate you coming through and hanging out with us. Chat has been awesome, too, by the way. So everybody who joined us in chat, we appreciate you. For all the students, parents, thank you. Always goes out to y'all. The coaches as well, in addition to that, running these high school programs have been phenomenal. It's a big thank you goes out today to you as well. So, again, until we announce the STEM side, which, by the way, you should be following us on social media on the Stay Plugged In side of things to find out when Players League STEM is coming at you from a live stream standpoint. But we know that we'll be here next week, same time, same place. Be there, Players Week. Coming at you then.